And good evening once again, sports fans, and welcome into another KDSJ sports broadcast. It's a Tuesday night in October, and the high school volleyball season is winding down, so we're having some fun tonight, having a Tuesday night volleyball feature in our match of the week. The Spearfish Lady Spartans hosting the Hot Springs Bison in a Black Hills Conference inter-class matchup tonight here on KDSJ Sports. This is our countdown to first serve in our pregame show, being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair, the Black Hills home team for collision repairs at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish and off of exit 32 at Junction Avenue in Sturgis, as they bring us our pregame show as the Hot Springs Lady Bison come into this contest under head coach Tana White. They are 17-16 on the season, 5-4 in the Black Hills Conference. This is their 34th match of the season and the final one already for the regular season for them in Class A. Meanwhile, the Spearfish Spartans, after defeating Mapaya-Luta on Saturday, they built that record now up to 16-7 on the season. This is going to be game number 24 on the season for them. They have a 7-1 record in the Black Hills Conference, that only blemish at St. Thomas More in a 5-setter. Let's bring in Clayson Davis over at KDSJ-TV tonight, other part of our broadcasting crew this evening. And welcome in, Clayson, as we get ready for another matchup here in the Black Hills Conference.
Yeah, thanks, Cody. As the volleyball season has came and went, as this is already the final home regular season contest for the Spearfish Spartans. We've been following them the entire fall, and seen this team grow up from a bunch of seniors that didn't really get a lot of varsity playing time until this season. They have gone through the storm. They have improved, had some injuries, had some new rotations, but all these seniors, 9 of them that we'll recognize here tonight on KDSJ Sports, and they all have had a role with this team this season, and they are playing in front of the hometown crowd, which could be the final time in their high school careers.
Yeah, they're still in the bubble there of that 7-9 spot in Class AA to see. You have to be in the top 8 to get a home game in that Sodex 16. If you end up in the number 9 spot, who knows where you might go in that one-night playoff matchup. So
as of right now, Spearfish is 10th in the power points, and if the Sodex 16 started tonight, Spearfish would be traveling to Watertown.
As Watertown and Aberdeen Central, a couple of those teams that these girls have had some battles with in different sports. So we'll see what happens over the next couple weeks. This is the final week for the Hot Springs Lady Bison. Then they'll have an off week before they get into their postseason play there in the Region 8A tournament. Spearfish still has about 9 more matches to go, so they have plenty of good opponents awaiting them here in late October in Class AA. They want to continue to play well against Class A schools and take care of business here in the Black Hills Conference tonight. It is senior night, and we'll recognize those seniors, talk a little bit about their background as we'll do that, and then we'll get into our Laying the Foundation. Shelby Richards will join us here in the pregame show. We have our matchup menu as well as the starting lineups, as we'll be looking at probably around a 7:15, maybe 7:25 start time because of those pregame ceremonies. We'll be back with more live here from the Spearfish High School gym. It is our countdown to first serve, being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair. We'll be back with more and honoring the Spartan seniors next.
In a world of few guarantees, Jake's Collision Repair stands behind all of their work with a lifetime guarantee. Jake's Collision Repair uses only original parts made by your vehicle's manufacturer instead of lower quality aftermarket parts. Certified technicians work with the latest state-of-the-art equipment, and Jake's Collision Repair is preferred by most insurance companies and works with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair, 2416 Junction Avenue in Sturgis and 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish.
Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees. Whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
And welcome back to the Jake's Collision Repair Countdown to First Serve here at the Spearfish High School Gym. JV contest is still going on in front of us. Spearfish won the first set. They're up by 2 late here in the second set, and then they'll be honoring the seniors. So we have still plenty of time to go here in our pregame show. If you're coming to the game tonight, this is one of the last home games of the season for Spearfish. If you want to check out some Spartan volleyball, they don't have any more home games this regular season, and then they have to still fight to get in that top 8 to have a home game there in the Sodak 16 for Class AA. Well, there's 9 seniors. Not very often do you get a group like this to come through the program, continuing to build things here under head coach Shelby Budmeyer-Richards. These girls have had some injuries. They fought through that, and of course you have the staples of the program that have been there and have been leading the Spartans, trying to get them to a state tournament hopefully this year. I'll talk a little bit about some of them, and then Clayson can look up some of the stats and tell you how they've done on the volleyball floor. As Addie Bowman, 3-year starter for the volleyball program. She's a letter winner for 4 years. Multi-sport athlete is Addie. She also plays basketball, track and field. Also a member of the Key Club. She plans to play college volleyball while studying biology. Currently undecided where she's going to be doing that. And her advice, never take your time for granted because it goes by fast. And these girls know that as they're winding down their senior season. What can you tell us about Addie? She's a stat filler.
Yeah, she definitely is. She is, you could venture to say, maybe the entire team for Spearfish, as she puts up an entire career's worth of stats an entire season. As we go through all of them, Addie Bowman on the season, a middle hitter / outside hitter, 223 kills on the season, leading the team, 218 hitting percentage, also leads the team in aces, including a 6 ace performance, including 5 in a row last time we saw Spearfish versus Belle-Fourche. 17 blocks on the season, 197 digs. She's second on the team in digs. Also 13 assists, and also very active when it comes to serve receive, something that is critical for the Spearfish Spartans, with a 251 receive rate on the season. So she leads the team in kills, second on the team in hitting percentage, leads the team in aces, top 4 in blocks, second on the team in digs, second on the team in assists, and second on the team and top of the team in serves received. So she literally is top 3 to 5 in every single statistical category on this volleyball team and possibly in the state.
Now we got a couple of Averys. We'll start off with Avery Peterson. She's been in the volleyball program for 4 years, letter winner in volleyball for a couple years, and her plans in the future, currently undecided, but considering studying psychology or cosmetology school. And her advice, this is advice coming from a 17 or 18-year-old kid. So take these for whatever they may be worth. Value the relationships you make with your teammates and coaches. That's pretty good because you're not going to have those people around you all your life. You're going to have to grow up and be out there in the real world. Avery Peterson, growing up here on the volleyball floor as well. What has she done?
Avery Peterson, a defensive specialist / outside hitter. Has played 60 sets, doesn't have very many kills, but being a defensive specialist, you're really not supposed to. But Peterson, again, does most of her damage on the defensive side of the ball. 175 serves received. That is third on the team, also with 95 digs and 2 assists and 1 ace this season for Avery Peterson. Her first season in on the varsity squad.
And for Avery Rogers, her accomplishments including 4 years of the volleyball program. She's a letter winner for a couple of those years. She's also a member of the student council all throughout high school. And one of our favorite memories was going undefeated last year with the JV team. That tells you this program is getting better and better for the Spearfish Lady Spartans. She plans to go to cosmetology school. We saw her get hurt in one of these home games this year, but she's now back for Spearfish to help with that depth. That's Avery Rogers.
Avery Rogers on the season, hitting at 0.91%, 2 aces on the season, 5 blocks, 4 digs, and 2 serves received. Again, has dealt with injuries early in the season, but she's back and going to be getting a bunch of playing time here tonight in front of a hometown crowd on Senior Day.
And this is the seniors going to be recognized here before the varsity match begins. So they're going to be doing that, as well as letting Hot Springs have their warm-up time as part of our countdown to first serve, being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair. Well, the fourth senior we want to talk about, she has been a mighty Spartan, Callie Reiners, 5-year starter for the high school volleyball program, all conference in volleyball. If you check out in the commons area above the concession stand, you'll see the volleyball school records up there. She has 3 of those, and they probably haven't put up this year's record of what she could do as well. Let's see, she also plays basketball and involved in We the People. Her favorite memory, getting to play with my sister for the first 3 years of the volleyball program here. And she is looking to pursue a business degree while continuing her volleyball career at Shattern State College. And she might go down there where her dad used to coach football and track and field down there. So that's Callie Reiners. She is a stat filler-upper. Tell us more.
Callie Reiners, the quarterback of this volleyball team, the setter. It seems like she's been the setter here at this school since the beginning of time, but she has dominated this season as far as stats. She had hit the 2,000 career assist mark earlier this season. And Callie Reiners, also an outstanding server as well with 36 aces, has got a few kills this year. Has got 30 kills from a setter, which is quite impressive. Many of those straight push or dumps that you might find on the volleyball floor from the setter, as again all the Spearfish volleyball players thanking their parents for a great season. And again, going back to Callie Reiners, 609 assists the entire season, and that's impressive for just one season. Spearfish hasn't played as many games as some other of these bigger schools have played, and to have that many assists, again, has multiple school records with this program as well. It is going to be pretty weird next year seeing someone other than number 4 in the blonde ponytail set up the offense for Spearfish.
Callie Reiners, a 5-year starter for the Spearfish Spartan program. Let's go to Caitlin Wheaton. She's really come on the scene this year for the Spartans there in that front line. She's played with the program for 4 years. She's in the National Honor Society, FCA, also involved in We the People. She plans on going to, well, undecided yet, but I bet her dad might have something to say about it. She'll probably go to Black Hill State. Tom Wheaton is her dad. Let's see. She does plan to further her education, doesn't know where yet. Being on a team has taught me that character and kindness are more important than anything. I think she's got the head on her shoulders. What can you tell us else about Caitlin Wheaton?
Well, the head on her shoulders and the arm also attached to her shoulders have been pretty successful this season. 118 kills on the season as we start off with our Senior Day ceremony here in Spearfish, starting off with Addie Bowman. Back to Caitlin Wheaton, a right-sider, as tallest girl on the team at 6'1", hitting at just below 200 on the season. 3 aces, 35 blocks to lead the team. Again, being at 6'1", this senior class has a lot of height that Spearfish has not flat seen in so long. And again, along with Caitlin Wheaton, also with 44 digs on the season, 3 assists, and 12 serve receives.
So that is Caitlin Wheaton, one of the seniors here for the Spearfish Spartans. Let's go over to Faith Hoffman. She has been playing in the Spartan volleyball program for 4 years. All-conference honorable mention her junior year. She also been in track for a couple of years, and she wants to become a nurse. Undecided where she's going to go study for that. And her advice to us and everybody else, work hard and put in effort because it will pay off. And you can tell that she's been doing out in the practice sessions. And throughout this season, this is going to be match number 24 of the season. What has Faith Hoffman done?
Hey, Faith Hoffman has done a little bit of everything in her career. I remember last season she was one of those starting outside hitters at 5'4", but could jump out of the gym and just using that athleticism. Now as a libero this past season, as the graduation to Brooklyn Yackley last season left that libero spot wide open, and Faith Hoffman took it and made it her own. As Hoffman here on the season, 225 digs to lead the team. Wasn't the starting libero at the start of the season, but molded her way into that role. Also, 236 serve receives, 27 assists, second on the team, 11 aces. Again, she does a little bit of everything, and then also earlier in her career was an outside hitter for a team that didn't have a lot of depth last season for Spearfish. And like I said, no matter where she's gone on the volleyball floor, she's been productive.
And once again, that is Faith Hoffman, the sixth senior on the squad. We have more of them to talk about here from our Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Monument Health, the official sports medicine provider to several area high schools in the Black Hills and northeastern Wyoming. Well, let's talk about Lily Sadowski, a 4-year player on the volleyball squad, 3 years of student council. She's also involved in We the People organization. Her future plans will be to pursue elementary education, but currently undecided where. She's just waiting for the scholarship money to come in for Miss Sadowski. And she says, work hard in the classroom and the gym, but always have fun while you're doing it. Lily Sadowski, let's go to our Spartan insider, Clayson Davis, with more.
Yeah, Lily Sadowski, she is the definition of hard work. Has grown up through this program, super athletic with all the activities that she does, and also really smart, mind you, as well. And Sadowski, she came on as a brick wall for the Spearfish Spartans early in the season. Got hurt with an ankle injury, but she was able to battle back and is toughening through her senior season. A lot of tears being shed on this floor. I do see it down on the floor as, again, head coach Shelby Richards said that senior day is something they didn't really want to talk about, also just kind of avoiding because of all the emotion. And it's going to be a lot of emotion on this floor tonight, and we got to make sure that Spearfish Spartan seniors are focused.
Well, see, it'll be interesting to see how that set 1 comes out.
Yeah.
And that set 3.
That's always, Spartans. Yeah. But back to Lily Sadowski, a senior middle hitter, 5'9", 157 hitting on the season, 57 kills, 6 aces, 32 blocks, second on the team. Even that's with missing some games as well. She anchored the middle throughout the season. 31 digs, has really came along strong on the defensive side of the ball. 4 assists and 11 serve receives for Miss Sadowski.
Now, what wrestling moms are like, I think there's probably that I see out here. There's some pretty good volleyball dads out here. So what you see in wrestling moms, there is some volleyball dads here on this Spartan program. So that's why we usually sit far away from them. Here we go with Tabby Zanstra.
You don't want to cry too, Cody?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't either.
4 years of volleyball. I just was talking about their vocal, like a wrestling mom. Yeah. 2-year volleyball starter is Tabby Zanstra. One of her favorite memories was hosting a home Sodak 16 match, although they did lose that matchup. She plans to study nursing while playing volleyball at the next level. Currently undecided where, so she's just waiting on that recruiting trail. And she says, enjoy the time you have with your teammates. And she says, get out and love the game of volleyball. Tabby Zanstra, what else can you talk about her?
Tabby Zanstra has also done a little bit of everything. She is one of the more talented servers on the Spearfish squad. In fact, versus Hot Springs last season, she had 2 aces as the Spearfish team had 10 versus Hot Springs. But Zanstra on the season has had to be more of a share her role with also with the likes of Wheaton and Sadowski, but still very productive this season. Second on the team in hitting percentage, a 260 average, 29, almost 30 aces on the season. I will bet she will hit that mark easily here tonight. Also 90 kills, 33 blocks, which is second on the team. Second on the team. 30 digs, 1 assist, and 15 serve receives. And she also played a lot of volleyball last year on a Spearfish squad that didn't have a lot of depth. And much like last season, as Zanstra is starting to come into her own and starting to become very dangerous here at the last few games of the regular season.
And on this night here in Spearfish, senior night, the last home game of the season, possibly for no Sodak 16 game if they don't get a home game. So it should be a good crowd on hand tonight. You still have some time if you're out there in Radioland. They're still honoring the seniors, so we're still probably 20-25 minutes away from first serve here on our countdown to first serve, being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair. So it is 7 o'clock. That was our scheduled time to start. You haven't missed anything. So keep it tuned here because we got one more senior to talk about, and this is Taylor Vitto. She plays 4 years of volleyball. Also, has throughout her high school career, has played basketball, track. She's in choir, 4 years of band, jazz band, drumline, student council.
Oh my goodness.
2-year member of the National Honor Society. Involved in We the People. She's in the Key Club, the Green Club, the FCA, and the Unified Spartans.
Does she have a P.O. box at the school? Oh my goodness.
That is Taylor Vitto. Plenty of activities and accomplishments. She comes off the bench here for the Spearfish Lady Spartans, and she plans to throw at the next level. I would presume like throwing discus or shot put.
Or punches.
And while majoring in elementary ed, if anybody gets in her way, she might throw a punch or two. And she's currently undecided where she's going to go. Her advice: sports have taught me to never take anything for granted and to play for my teammates because the reward of winning for others is much more powerful than winning for yourself. And that is the words of Taylor Vitto.
That is some very wise words indeed. I need to start writing some of these down from a bunch of high school kids. That obviously more than me. But looking at Taylor Vitto on the season, she really came along as a great server, and we've seen multiple times here on KDSJ Sports that her serves can be a bit of an issue for some teams to try to track down. 13 aces on the season. Again, hasn't played throughout the whole year, but came along strong also with 75 digs, 53 serve receives as well. And Vitto, again, we've seen her on the basketball floor, an outstanding track and field athlete. And I'm pretty sure with all the activities she has done, I don't think the term free time is in her dictionary.
That's Taylor Vitto. We'll probably see her quite a bit tonight, I would think, in that rotation that Coach Richards has set up. Those are your 9 seniors for the Spearfish Lady Spartans. I know only 6 can be on the floor at one time, so we're going to see what creativeness Coach Richards can come up with. We'll hear from Coach Richards later on in our pregame show, but next we'll lay the foundation and get a scouting report on the Hot Springs Lady Bison.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Find your ride and drive for less in a one-owner Junix certified pre-owned vehicle. Inspected by Junix technicians and protected by a 6-month limited powertrain warranty. Drive home a 2024 Ford Bronco Sport as low as $25,995. A 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee L as low as $26,795. Or a 2021 Honda CR-V EXL as low as $27,995. Visit Junix.com to see what's available. Then schedule a test drive to see what's possible at Junix Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on West Jackson and Spearfish.
Back here at the Spearfish High School gym on this Tuesday night. I'm Cody Oliver. Along with us over at KDSJ-TV is Clayson Davis and our Spartan Insider as the fall sports season kind of winding down. We talk about this being the last home match of the regular season for the Spearfish Lady Spartans. The final home football game of the regular season is just a couple of nights away over in Sturgis as the Spearfish Spartans will battle the Sturgis Scoopers, and a lot will be on the line there from Woodle Field on Thursday night.
No, that game on Thursday will be massive, safe to say, for both teams, as right now both teams are on the outside looking in for a playoff game, and they'll need some help from some of the teams. Right now Spearfish sitting in that 6th seed, and if the playoffs started today, they would be going to Gulp number 3 Pier, which I don't think any Spartan fan wants to see, especially after last Friday and seeing the Pier Governors run over the Spartans, and Spearfish trying to avoid playing Pier twice in 3 weeks, much like what they had to do last season. But Spearfish, again, control their own destiny, bearing a T-area loss. T-area, they're going up against Class AAA 4-4 Sioux Falls, Washington, who beat O'Gorman earlier this season. So what could be a pretty stout Sioux Falls, Washington team for T-area. They're also dealing with injuries as well. So if that were to happen and Spearfish beats Sturgis, I think, according to my math, which everyone knows on KDSJ-TV is pretty awful, Spearfish would be the 4 seed hosting probably Watertown or T-area. If Spearfish were to lose and T-area were to lose, again, all these scenarios involve T-area losing. If T-area wins, none of this matters. If Spearfish were to lose to Sturgis, Spearfish would then probably drop to as low as the 6th or 7th seed, and you would have to go to either Pier or Yankton.
Now, Spearfish and Sturgis both are going to the playoffs.
Yes.
We don't have to worry about not having another game.
Unless something very terrible and weird happens, which I don't see any of that happening. I mean, the top 8 teams are pretty secure as far as Brookings being the 8th seed. They will be taking on number 1 Huron. Brookings has had a pretty stout defense this season, so I'm interested to see how Huron will deal with that, but I project Huron will probably take a win. So, but Brookings as that 8th seed, Sturgis or Spearfish as the 7th seed. One of those two are Watertown or T-area as the 6th seed. One of those two, Watertown or T-area, as the 5th seed. One of those two, Watertown or T-area, as the 4th seed. And then we'll have Pier 3rd, Yankton 2nd, Huron 1st, according to my unofficial calculations.
So, it's on the line Thursday night to get a home game in the playoffs for the Spearfish Spartans.
It is a must-win for the Spartans to even think about hosting a playoff game. But they can, bearing a T-area loss, I think they control their own destiny.
As we continue with our pregame show here for volleyball on this Tuesday night. Again, football Thursday night, not Friday. If you show up to the football field on Friday, you won't see anybody there. So go there on Thursday night and support the Spartans and the Scoopers because it's a rivalry. We have fans on both sides of the fence here. It is time to lay the foundation. Being brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. Give them a call at 605-210-2320. Your scouting report on the Hot Springs Lady Bison. They come in with a record of 17-16. They're 5-4 in Black Hills Conference play this year. They've been to several tournaments throughout their 33 matches so far. They started off the season at Custer Tournament. They went to the Monument and Summit Tournament. They are at the Belfouche Tournament. They just got back from the Miller Tournament. Miller, a very good Class A team that hosts a tournament there. Hot Springs ended up going 1-3 at that tournament, losing to Miller, Warner, and Langford area. 3 good teams there from Class B. Langford area not so much, but Warner and Miller are. They did beat Redfield, so they did get a win in that tournament. They defeated Redfield on Saturday 2-1. So they are 1-3 in that Miller tournament. This is a final game for them in the regular season as they do not play next week. And then the playoff starts there in early November. For Hot Springs, they play in Class A, Region 8. Right now they sit in the number 5 spot in the region at 17-16 on the season, just above 500. On the road this year, they're 6-7. And in the games against teams that have a winning record like Spearfish, they struggle. They're 5-14. And of course, you have a matchup for the Class A going up against Class AA. Hot Springs, the underdog, but they played pretty well this year when you can get together 17 wins on the season.
Yeah, Hot Springs, and they have played some tough competition this year as well. And again, those 5 wins against teams above 500 have been pretty good teams. In fact, they've beaten Lakota Tech, who hasn't had double-digit losses yet this season, 3 times. And they lost to them. They did lose to them once, which if you play a team 4 times in a season, you're bound to lose to them at least once. But ended up beating them. They beat a Custer squad who's just ahead of them in the rankings. They played Hill City close. They're 2-2 versus Class AA teams, including they took on Rapid City Stevens as well, who's a top 6 team in Class AA. So the Hot Springs Lady Bison, they are again still having a bunch of athletes, and one of those teams that's kind of in the Southern Black Hills that you almost forget about when it comes of the in terms of the Black Hills Conference. But their volleyball team, they are very athletic. They are young in some spots, and this team continues to get better and better. And they're looking to spoil the Spearfish Spartan senior night here in Spearfish.
Under head coach Tana White, their best player, I think, is a freshman, Ella Haskvitz. She's an outside hitter, 5'7". She's had 155 kills, which is 3rd in the team in that stat category. Ariana Rooks, a junior outside hitter, leads the team in kills with 256. And the good defensive player, you'll see Haley White, 223 digs on the season. She's also a freshman. And that's our scouting report on the Hot Springs Lady Bison. Is coming up next. We'll turn our attention to the Spearfish Spartans on this senior night. We'll hear from head coach Shelby Richards right here on KDSJ Sports.
Eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made to order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90 exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
If it can be imagined, it can be created. Eaton Construction in Belle-Fourche specializes in site development for your next commercial project. Size is no issue. Earth moving for grading on any level. Utility installation for single projects or entire subdivisions. Whatever the project, Eaton Construction has it handled. Gravel hauling, construction of roads from scratch and down to basements. You know who you need for the job. Eaton Construction. Call 605-210-2223 today. That's 605-210-2223.
Spartans in our high school volleyball match of the week. Head coach Shelby Richards joins us again with our pregame show. And coach, it's finally here. It's senior day for your senior heavy squad. I guess before we talk about this matchup, describe what the emotion will be like tonight as you play in front of your home fans, potentially for the final time.
To be honest, I've been avoiding it. We just keep kind of like lightly talking about it. Like, we have this event on Tuesday, but we're just going to skip over that. So, in all a good way, of course, but I think the emotions are going to be pretty high. Often do you see a senior class of 9 in volleyball. So that's going to be a little tough for all of them. They've been through a lot together. So, I'm hoping that we can get through our emotions and then focus on the match at hand, but it's going to be definitely, bittersweet tonight for all of us.
Speaking of your volleyball team, you guys are on a little bit of a hot streak. You haven't lost since Mitchell came into town at the beginning of the month. Coming into this contest with a 4-game winning streak, and what do you feel like has been the key to this winning streak that you've started to build here at the ending of the year?
We just kind of are back in that original lineup that we started in this season, so I think that's been very helpful to us, and just getting back to what we knew at the very beginning. And the girls are doing a great job at implementing what we're doing in practice, and we kind of finally had a slow time in our season where we got to go back to the fundamentals rather than just scout, light practice play, because we were getting a lot of reps there in a short amount of time. So just playing clean overall, and I think these girls are starting to feel that their season's coming to an end. So they've been having a lot of fun together, which we drive and thrive on all the energy that the girls bring. So I think that's definitely helped us out, and we're going to need that tonight for sure.
As you start to wrap up the Class A portion of your schedule, of your final Class A opponent in Hot Springs tonight, what is the message as far as playing this final Class A team of your schedule before it's Class AA the rest of the way?
Just any other match, got to worry about what's happening on our side, do our jobs, play for each other. So the same message all the time, and just making sure that we embrace the atmosphere. Let the seniors take a second to take it all in, because some of these girls, they don't play basketball. So this could be potentially the last time they are stepping on the Spartan court for a match or a game. So just kind of let them take it in as well, but then just really enjoy the time tonight together. And then, but making sure that we have, volleyball in mind, and we got to get our job done. And then we get to reshift our focus. We come back to practice tomorrow and get ready for the weekend.
As head coach Shelby Richards joins us with our countdown to first serve, describe the injury report for tonight's matchup.
We are all back and healthy. Avery Rogers is still not doing front row stuff for us, but you'll see her a little bit in the back row, trying to get all those seniors playing time tonight, especially in the first, second set. Leave them in there as much as we can, but we got to for sure seal the deal on the winning end of it. But Lily Stowski looks really good in practice. And other than that, I think we're all healed up and getting ready for this big week of volleyball.
What do you want to see from your team in tonight's matchup that will give you some confidence before this big East-West tournament this weekend?
If we can just play clean and make the defensive moves that we've been working on, block getting there, because it's a little bit slower paced tonight. So if we can really lock in on that, it'll make it a lot easier for us going into this weekend. And Friday we see Harrisburg and Yankton, I think. So we get huge matches right away on Friday, must win. And then of course you're facing Harrisburg that have only dropped 2 on the year, and that was down in Vegas. So we just got to play clean tonight, and then that will just help us build our confidence going into the weekend. And just like I said, just really enjoy everything that we've been working towards and showcase ourselves tonight.
Looking at your opponent tonight, the Hot Springs Lady Bison, 17-15 on the season. Kind of a middle-of-the-pack Black Hills Conference team. They've had some good moments throughout the season. What do you see on film from the Bison that gets you excited and ready to play them?
They're always scrappy. We were talking about that in practice yesterday, and Hot Springs is always just you think the ball's going to go down, and somehow it's back up in the air coming back at you. So just making sure that we play the entire play until we hear a whistle, because we can't anticipate that ball going down. And then they have some good outside hitters, so we're just going to really key on that and make sure that our block is setting our defense up around them. And they're always a good match for us. So just looking at the scrappiness and then their outside hitters.
And finally, Coach, what are your keys to a win tonight versus Hot Springs?
Always pass 2.3, serve 92%, and just have some fun together.
Awesome, Coach. Thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
That is head coach Shelby Richards joining us with our countdown to first serve, brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair. We'll have more of our pregame show coming up next here on KDSJ Sports.
Oh, yeah. You're always on the run now.
Bold flavors with an authentic Hispanic experience at El Sombrero and Spearfish, your local family-owned and operated Mexican restaurant right here in the Black Hills. Each bite tells a story, with each entree made from scratch, all from passed down traditional family recipes. Enjoy their extensive drink selection, and they can even cater to your next fiesta. Good food, good friends, good times. Stop in at 701 North 5th Street in Spearfish, and welcome to El Sombrero, where there's always a place to hang your hat.
Welcome back to the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth tonight as we have high school volleyball on this Tuesday in our matchup menu, being brought to you by Beef Logic and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. Tonight, an interclass matchup as Class AA Spearfish hosts Class A Hot Springs in this Black Hills Conference clash. I got to see Hot Springs one time this year when they played at Sturgis. They beat the Scoopers 3-1. I was impressed with a couple of girls there for the Hot Springs Lady Bison, like Ella Haskovitz, Ashlyn Elshier. Those are two of the top ones in the hitting percentage and the kills. And then Haley White, a freshman, is great defensively for Hot Springs. So they bring it as a Class A team, and like Coach Richard said, they are scrappy. Also in this matchup, Hot Springs in Class 8A, the Region 8 Class A. They're in 5th place right now, just above Lee Deadwood and below Custer. They have 7 less wins than Custer, 7 more wins than Lee Deadwood. So you can say Hot Springs is stuck right there in the middle of the pack at number 5 in the region. They're 6-7 on the road, and this is their final game of the regular season here in match number 34. For the Spearfish Spartans, they have coming up match number 24 in the season. They're right there in the middle of the pack of Class AA, sitting there going into today, number 9 in the state, 10-3 at home. So they've done pretty well here on their home court, but they're right on the bubble of trying to get that home game. You're going to get some points. You're going to possibly lose some seeding points coming up this weekend and next week when you start playing all these Class AA squads.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Spearfish responds to some Class AA teams. They've been playing a bunch of Class A teams throughout this stretch of the season, and they're going to have some really tough competition, including number 1 Harrisburg, number 3 Brandon Valley in a span of 2 days. You got Watertown, Brookings, Yankton all in that span as well this weekend.
Let's have some fun tonight. Your countdown to first serve is counting down. We'll be back right after these on KDSJ Sports.
For nearly 50 years, Low Roofing Incorporated has been the trusted name in commercial roofing across western South Dakota and eastern Wyoming. Family owned and operated since 1975, they bring quality craftsmanship and reliable service to every project, big or small. From repairs to new installations, Low Roofing Incorporated covers it all. Protect your business with the experts who care and products that last. Call 1-800-658-4543. Low Roofing Incorporated, building a legacy of trust, one roof at a time.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects, from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
Welcome back to the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Did I mention in our senior spotlight that Taylor Vito could also sing the national anthem pretty darn well?
Yeah, no, she is extremely talented, and add that to the long resume of talents and achievements she has done here at Spearfish High School.
It's time now for our starting lineups being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts, where a beautiful smile is always in style, and our family caring for your family. Let's have a look at your starters. First of all, for the visiting team, the Hot Springs Lady Bison from the Southern Black Hills and in Class A, and they are under head coach Tana White. They'll start with Ella Haskvitz, a freshman outside hitter at 5'7". The libero is Ryan Heinert, a senior at 5'2". Getting the start at the middle hitter position is Kiana Lewis, a senior at 5'11", one of the tallest girls on the team. Ashlyn Elchier, a senior middle hitter at 6 foot. Ariana Rooks is a good player. She's a junior, outside hitter and right side hitter at 5'8". Haley White is a freshman setter at 5'7", and Katie Snyder is a senior, right side hitter at 5'7", as the Hot Springs Lady Bison feature 6 seniors, but they get a couple of freshmen into the lineup tonight for the Hot Springs Lady Bison. And again, your libero is Ryan Heinert, the setter is Haley White, and watch out for Kiana Lewis and Haley White as a couple of the girls that will be stepping up tonight. Now let's head on over to the Spearfish Spartan side. Here's our Spartan insider, Clayson Davis, with the ladies that are going to be starting for Spearfish.
And guess what? They're all seniors. Starting in the libero positions, Faith Hoffman, a senior libero at 5'4". Addie Bowman, she is the spark plug for the Spartan offense and defense. She's a senior middle/outside hitter at 5'6". See, you're playing both here tonight. Callie Ryder's the setter at 5'7" in her last regular season home game. Avery Peterson, the defensive specialist, gets a start tonight. She is 5'5", DS for the Spartans. Tabby Zanstra is the middle hitter at 5'10", senior for the Spearfish Lady Spartans. Also, we got Lily Sadowski in the middle hitter position, as she is a senior at 5'9", and Caitlin Wheaton, the right side, at 6'1" for the Lady Spartans, and head coach Shelby Richards.
There's your starting lineups being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts in Spearfish. Let our family care for your family. As a good crowd on end here, Spearfish Spartan sub-varsity players are right behind the Spartan bench on the left-hand side of the net, making some noise. We got the student section over here. A couple people dressed up as old people and senior citizens. So grateful for those. And we have our first serve here at 7:27 p.m. And we are underway in this Black Hills Conference matchup. And Spearfish unable to get it back over. The start with the serve. Hot Springs did a nice job of sending it back over, and then Spartans unable to do anything with it.
Yeah, Spearfish had a lot of emotion on senior day, and a lot of these seniors are hitting the floor possibly for the final time here at Spartan High School. You got to still focus on the fundamentals. It's Class A team, so it's going to be a bunch of scrappy and off-rhythm offense, and Addie Bowman's like, don't worry, I'm focused. She starts off with a kill.
I'm here. Addie Bowman, the middle hitter, outside hitter, is a senior. She gets the point for the Spartans as we're evened up here 1-1. They get the side out, and back to serve now for the Spartans will be Tabby Zanstra.
Zanstra, one of the best servers on the season, and with 29 aces, had 2 in this game last year.
Now here is the dig by Spearfish on their side. Bowman hits this one long, goes out of bounds, and we're tied, or 2-1 lead here for Hot Springs, as nobody has had back-to-back points yet.
Yeah, Hot Springs, again, a very talented squad. They've played a really tough schedule as 17 and 16, played a lot of games with some tournaments. They've gave some good Class AA teams a run. In fact, they beat Sturgis, they beat Douglas, and this is their 5th Class AA team they'll face this season.
Now here's the set by Reiners, and the hit is going to go long and out of bounds there by Caitlin Wheaton. So a 3-1 advantage for Hot Springs.
Spearfish having a hard time finding the ball down. I think they try to go long with it, and as the Hot Springs playing so close to the net, see if they try to adjust, and there's Hot Springs on the overpass, and the Bison already up quick, 4-1 here early in the first set.
Ashlyn Elchier, one of the 6 seniors for Hot Springs. That last name rings a bell for all of us rodeo fans. And Ashlyn will step back on this near side, back behind the service line. She gets it across, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is an ace.
That's one of the big bugaboos for the Spartans is serve and serve receive, as we hear Coach Shelby Richards preach about it every single time we talk with her in our pregame show. And right now, the Bison, if they want to stay in this game, they got to continue to serve aggressively versus the Spartans.
Here is Bowman. It's blocked by Hot Springs. I thought Spearfish would come on a little sluggish here after the pregame senior ceremonies. And that third set is always a tough one for Spearfish, but they get a point back now to make it 5-2. This is a best of 5 tonight, and it's the race to 25. And multi-talented Taylor Vitto comes in.
Wonder if she drives the bus to away games too. Probably got her CDL in the whole 9 yards.
We recognized her in the pregame doing a lot of different things here in high school. Here is the hit over by Spearfish. Now Hot Springs in their black and blue uniforms, and this one will be a point for Spearfish. Had Hot Springs going in circles that time.
Yeah, Ariana Rooks actually had a pretty good hit off of a Spearfish block, and the defense had a chance to maybe set up another position. Haley White, unfortunately, not able to cleanly pass the ball. And now Spearfish almost with another ace.
That serve just went right over the net and then returned by Hot Springs, goes long. This is 3 straight points now for Spearfish as they trail 5-4 in set 1.
Yeah, after Spearfish fell behind 4-1, it was hitting the ball a little bit long, not great the serve receive. Now they're starting to calm down and starting to put Hot Springs out of rhythm.
Ariana Rooks, good athlete for Hot Springs, hit that one over, but Spearfish was able to return it, and we're tied up at 5.
As the student section here with the old folks due to the senior citizens.
It's senior night.
It is senior night.
Senior citizens night as well.
Tied up at 5 apiece. Again, Taylor Vitto all from the service line.
Vitto with the dig there. Now setting it up for Bowman as she gets it across. And back over to the Spearfish side on the left-hand side of the net. Hot Springs manning the right. They get it over. Right to left we go. Now Reiner sets it up in the middle of the floor. This one goes long by Spearfish. So a point for Hot Springs as they take the lead back 6-5.
Yeah, that time Sadowski hit it flat-footed, so not able to maybe get too much on top of that ball, and therefore it sails long. Hot Springs, again, keeping pace with the Spartans, and Bison team you cannot overlook. And a very tough serve that will go for an ace for Hot Springs, and that's Abby Simons, the freshman.
Yeah, they have 3 good freshmen, Simons, Haskevitz, and Haley White. So a young team that has a winning record here late in the season. And Spearfish chasing the ball all over the floor and can't get it over the net. So now back up to a 3-point lead for Hot Springs.
And again, senior day, the emotions, and that's one thing that Coach Richards said she didn't really want to talk about with the team, knowing how emotional these girls could possibly get. And a very close-knit group, but you almost wonder if that's starting to bleed into the game. And they're caught a break there as this time
a serve error, yeah.
Simon's error goes outside of the field of play. Spearfish back within 2.
But I think the Spartans are in pretty good hands as Addie Bowman goes back to serve now. And she dribbles the volleyball. Now a jump serve right behind the service line, goes over the net, touched the net a little bit. We play on. Hot Springs gets it over in 3. Now here's Reiner setting it up for Spearfish. And Wheaton gets it over to the Hot Springs. Now they dive for it and keeping it alive somehow. Spearfish able to get it over. I see Julia Billington, not a senior, but she's into the game now as an outside hitter for Spearfish. And Addie Reiners, she has a little trick up her long sleeve, and it pays off for Spearfish.
Yeah, that's just a little simple dump by Callie Reiners. She's done that a time or 3 with her career. Again, is pretty much starting ever since she was an 8th grader, using her experience to see that open spot on the Hot Spring Bison floor and not able to get it controlled. And then here comes Callie Reiners with an ace.
So now the Spearfish Spartans have tied it up 8-8. Going back to the service line is senior Addie Bowman. And there is the jump serve. Sends it over to the far side. Now in the middle, Hot Springs taps it over. It's blocked by Spearfish. Here's another chance for Hot Springs. It's one-timer by Spearfish to the front row. Now here comes Rooks, I believe. She gets it over. And now Spearfish. And Hot Springs able to keep this volley alive as they went out of bounds to get it. Reiners sets it up in the middle. It's dug up on the Hot Springs side as we go back and forth. Here's Rooks with the attack. It's dug up by Spearfish. And it goes over to the Hot Springs side.
Quite the rally we got going on here. Both teams having a hard time trying to pass the ball cleanly. Now Spearfish with the chance.
And it is blocked at the net by Hot Springs. Point for the Lady Bison as they take the lead back 9-8.
Yeah, that was quite the block that time by, I think that was Haley White and Kiana Lewis, the middle hitter, and the freshman right side combining on the block on Billington. Spearfish thought it was going to go out of bounds, just lands right on that line to give the Bison the point and the lead.
Olivia LeGrand comes in, a senior for the Lady Bison, and they get a point as Spearfish unable to get the serve receive down.
Yeah, right on an ace.
And it's 10-8 Hot Springs here on KDSJ 980 and 103.5, and also tonight on KDSJ-TV. And here is the attack. And this one will go backwards. The Hot Springs has a one-hitter, and it goes out of bounds. Spearfish back to within one.
Yeah, Billington with the point. Just a sophomore, but an outstanding sophomore for Spearfish. 194 kills. Leads the team in hitting percentage, the only Spartan over 300 on the year, and also an outstanding server as well. We see Faith Hoffman from behind the line.
She is the libero for Spearfish. And now this one will be hit long, and it'll be a point for Hot Springs.
You see that Hot Springs defense muddled up in the middle and close to the net, expecting a quick tip from Spearfish, making those hard hitters have to put it in the coffin corner on the backside. And right now, Hot Springs is getting Spearfish to hit long, and they're able to find the coffin corner on that service ace from Ryan Heinert.
Ryan Heinert is the Hot Springs Lady Bison libero. She is a senior at 5'2", the shortest girl on the team. She gets back, gets the volleyball, and a 3-point lead for the Bison. As a jump serve comes across with some speed on it. Now Spearfish able to send it back. Hot Springs with a dig. There's the set, and the attack will come from the middle. They get it across that time by Elshire. Spearfish has it blocked at the net, and that'll be a point for the Lady Bison.
Yeah, I think we're going to give that block. It might be even a hitting error, but either way, Ashlyn Elshire, the 6-footer right at the net, meeting Tabby Zanstra, and it was, in fact, Elshire on the block.
Now over to Hot Springs. We got a couple of girls down on the floor. They hop back up there as they try to get their position. You got to talk here offensively and defensively. Nice play by Hot Springs. A point by Elshire, I believe. Again, there on the, we got a little block party going on.
Yeah, and it's hosted by Ashlyn Elshire, the middle hitter, doing most of the damage, the senior. And Spearfish has not really struggled with the block much this season, so we'll see how the Spartans react. And they try to go cross court with Wheaton. Nope, that's Billington, and she hits out of bounds. That's going to give Coach Richards a chance to talk it over for their first time out.
Hot Springs leads it 15-9 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Now let's find out who's our officials tonight in this Black Hills Conference matchup. And the game officials are, well, it's a law on the court. Being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. And you have tonight's game officials?
Oh, yeah, I do. Sorry, I was busy writing stuff.
Cue you.
Practicing. Okay, tonight's officials brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection, our law on the court. The officials, Alex Heyman and Jennifer Gabriel. Our line judges are Angela Ostrand and Sierra West.
Sierra West, former Spearfish Spartan, so they have the red flags. Alex Heyman is the man on the stand. Jennifer's over on the other side by the scores table, taking care of all the rotations and subs and any difficulties over scores table. Coming out of the break comes Spearfish, and getting some good height on that jump is Tabby Zanstra.
Yeah, Zanstra, the middle hitter, that time she was able to find the soft spot right in the middle of the Bison defense, as this time they're starting to spread their rotation out a little bit and defend those coffin corners on the backside of the floor that Spearfish has been trying to hit, and they've been hitting them well with the serve.
Reiners comes up and the block. Good job there by Wheaton. The back-to-back points here for Spearfish.
Yeah, that was Haskevitz on the attack and ran into the 6'1" right side from Spearfish. Gives the Spartans back-to-back points.
Spearfish, Kelly Reiners, you can chalk that up for an ace.
She is quite good at serving the volleyball. Led the team the entire season in aces until, well, versus Belfouche, when Addie Bowman proceeded to serve about 5 straight versus the Bronx. But still, it goes without saying that it's still a tough serve to receive.
Yeah, it's spinning a lot.
Yeah, you don't know where it's going. And now you see a kill from Spearfish, and just like that, falling behind 9-15, they have scored 4 straight to be back within 2.
After that timeout and a little get-together with head coach Shelby Richards, they're back in firing with their senior standout, Callie Reiner, serving. Now we go to the middle of the floor. Hot Springs gets it over in 3. Now over to the Spearfish side. And it'll be Reiners setting up Zanstra for the kill.
Yeah, Zanstra starting to find some rhythm in the middle. Hot Springs trying to find the outside with Billington, Wheaton, and Addie Bowman, and that is just opening up right in the middle for Tabby Zanstra to do some damage.
We saw these teams go back and forth, 2 points here, 2 points there. Now it's beginning to be like 5-point runs for these teams, as we want to say thanks to some more of our sponsors, including Butte County Equipment. Also thanks to Butte Electric and the Millstone Family Restaurant right here in Spearfish. And also some other games tonight on our matchup menu. The Hardin County Lady Ranchers are at home tonight as they take on Henninger, Scranton, North Dakota. Faith is at Timberlake. Bennett County is hosting Phillip. And in Black Hills Conference play, we have a lot of teams going tonight. St. Thomas More is up at Belfouche. Custer is hosting Hill City. Douglas is hosting Lee Deadwood tonight. Sturgis is at Rapid City Christian. Hot Springs is here in Spearfish. AA volleyball tonight, Mitchell at Aberdeen Central. And how about top-ranked Harrisburg? They're at home against Sioux Falls Christian, a pretty good Class A squad.
It'll be an interesting game to keep tabs on.
And here is the serve by Spearfish after the Hot Springs timeout. And Spearfish somehow keeps that one alive. No, they're going to say
no,
it hit the ground.
I don't think. I think that was Haskevitz beating the Spearfish defender to the floor with the ball. And now Hot Springs breaks up the 5-point run from the Spartans.
16-14, set 1. And it'll be a serve here by Hot Springs. There's Reiners, goes to Wheaton, and this one will be just out of bounds.
Yeah, Wheaton put that one on a string. I thought she was going to just clip it right on the inside of the baseline, and flew about a half foot long, unfortunately, for Wheaton. And now back-to-back points for the Bison, back up by 3.
Now over to the Spearfish side as they look to get it over in 3. And this is the attack by Billington. Now goes over to Hot Springs. The Bison get it over. Now Reiner sets up. Here is Billington with the little tapper over. Comes back over to Spearfish. Now comes to the middle of the floor. To the outside. Wheaton with the attack. Dug up there by Hot Springs. As we have a rally going on here. This time Spearfish able to get it over by Bowman. Hot Springs, middle of the floor. They get it over in 3. Here's Bowman trying to finish it off with the attack. It's dug up by Hot Springs. Both teams playing good defense, and then this time Hot Springs able to just get it down.
Yeah, the middle hitter, Ashlyn Elsher, she's had herself a pretty good first set, as she saw the block coming in on her for Spearfish and able to tip it to the one open area where you saw a Spartan defender leave, and no one was there to recover.
A little game of chess there, moving all across the court and the board. Here is the attack. This time it is by Billington. No, that one was by Zanstra.
And no one knows what happened.
As the line judges will now come over to Mr. Heyman at the stand. The other official will come across the floor. You'll probably check that out on our Tropical Smoothie replay on KDSJ-TV.
I missed it.
Oh.
You know,
I set you up, buddy.
You know, you gave me that alley-oop, and I absolutely missed it.
Okay.
But there is a few replays that we can go through, including a block party we had by Elshier only first in the second set, and we don't know what happened. None of the officials saw what happened. We're just going to act like it didn't happen and do it all again.
Oh. So back to serve will be Haley White, freshman for the Bison.
One of those outstanding freshmen for the Bison that will be fun to follow the next few years.
And they're in the middle of the floor with the serve. And then the libero digs it up for Hot Springs. Now to the back row. Are they able to get it over? They do. Here's Reiner, sets it up. Dug back up again by Hot Springs. Yes, they are scrappy and a good defensive team. There's a libero with the set, and Wheaton sends it across the floor, but it will be out of bounds as it takes the hop there right over the bench. Point for the Bison, now up by 5, 19-14. I think 6 was their biggest lead, and now it'll be back down to 4 as a serve error. It did not go over the net.
That's the quickest way to give your opponent momentum is unforced errors, and that involves a serve and serve receive as Hot Springs on a 5-point run that just came to an end by a serve into the net.
Over to Spearfish's side. That was Hoffman digging it up. Now Spearfish, they have a whistle blown and a violation on the Spartans.
Yeah, I think that's going to be 4 hits on the Spearfish Spartans. I don't think Hot Springs got that block at the net as the ref called 4 hits as Spearfish dug up their own serve once it hit the top of the net. Now Hot Springs, after that their lead fell behind, and they led by 1. Now they lead again by 5, scoring 5 straight.
Hot Springs with the serve, they get it over. Reiners with the set. Here's the attack by Wheaton. A block there at the net by Hot Springs. Spearfish gets around the block this time. Now Hot Springs goes to Rooks, and she gets it down for the point for the Lady Bison.
You don't say this very often when it comes to Spearfish, but you see a Class A team controlling the pace right now in the Spartans, as right now Hot Springs, their defense, their scrappiness on defense, setting up their offense, and Spearfish is trying to hit stuff against the wall to see what sticks, and right now they're running out of options early in the first.
Let's go back to our matchup menu tonight. I talked about one of that inter-class matchup that could be interesting. Number 1 in Class AA Harrisburg. They are hosting Sioux Falls Christian. Some other AA matchups. Pierre will be at Huron tonight, and Watertown is at Sioux Falls Jefferson. Second-ranked O'Gorman is at Lincoln. Brookings is at Sioux Falls Roosevelt, and number 3 Brandon Valley. They don't have to go too far as they take on Sioux Falls Washington tonight. Cadoque area makes the road trip to Fort Pierre to take on Stanley County. So Tuesdays and Thursdays are usually pretty busy for high school volleyball. This week it'll be Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. That'll be really busy as football moves to a Thursday night matchups tonight. So Friday and Saturday will be busy for the girls.
And we do have a score update from that Harrisburg and Sioux Falls Christian game. You want to take a guess, Cody?
Harrisburg wins it in straight sets.
You'd be correct. 25-10, 25-12, 25-22. So
Sioux Falls Christian did show up in set 3.
They did, but Harrisburg, again, one of the top teams in the entire nation.
There is a block by Hot Springs as they get up to 22. They have their largest lead now at 22-15 and have really come out and controlled not only the energy and the momentum, but also this entire set. Only trailed a couple times, been tied a couple, as Reiners will set it up here for Wheaton, and that one will be hit too long as well. A lot of those hitting, well, no, they're going to call a point for Spearfish.
Yeah, it was a block touch from the Bison, and Spearfish, again, struggles early with dealing with the block. You might as well score a point off of it. Use the block to your advantage, and now you see a much-needed ace by Tabby Zanstra here on senior night.
One of the keys to the game for Spearfish was serve, receive, and also have some fun tonight.
It is senior night.
Last home game of the regular season, possibly of the entire season. And now it's going to be Rooks hitting it into the net. Realistically, it's going to be tough for Spearfish to get in that top 8 just because of all the Class A teams that they play. They've dominated the Black Hills Conference, going 7-1. Only loss has been to St. Thomas More, who is a pretty solid team.
And that was in 5 sets as well.
But a lot of tough AA teams they'll see in the next couple weeks. And this is a point for Hot Springs as they make it 23-18. And maybe you saw that on KDSJ-TV. One of the girls was doing the worm over there for Hot Springs. Jennifer Hewitt. 23-18 is your score. Here's Reiners. Reiners to Bowman. Bowman gets it over, but nice job by Hot Springs. And then it'll be a kill by Wheaton.
Yeah, sometimes when Spearfish, when Bowman's not cooking, which is few and far in between, they got an outstanding senior on the other side with Kate Wheaton, who has, again, come along strong on the defensive side, on the offensive side, to help give Spartans another option on offense.
Here is Vittle as the serve goes over, and then this one is hit out of bounds. Did one of the Spartans touch it?
They did. I think they're going to get Avery Peterson, who saw that one fly out of bounds. She gave a dive at it, and I think it went off of her hand, and now we have set point for the Hot Spring Bison.
24-19, and ready to serve here from the back line will be the Lady Bison as we wait the whistle, and she will get it over. Spearfish on the serve receive. Let's see what they do with it. Well, they send it to Miss Bowman, and she gets the kill.
When Spearfish needs a point, they will serve number 3. Well, they will set number 3 all day, half the night, and maybe even tomorrow, as she is the leader, the stat leader. She is the spark plug that gets things rolling for Spearfish, and they need to be perfect for 4 more points to force some extra points here in set number 1.
Here's Bowman. She's the server. A little bit of miscommunication there by the Spartans, but they regroup and get a point from the outside. Billington scores 1 for Spearfish as they trail by 3.
And even when you try to focus on where Bowman's at, in the back row, in the front row, you don't know half the time. Then the back row as she's serving. But you still got to worry about Billington, and Bowman ends it the first set on a serving error.
The volleyball goes into the net. Doesn't go over the net, and it's 25-21 as Hot Springs wins set number 1 over the Spearfish Lady Spartans. It is a best of 5. Plenty of volleyball to come here on this Tuesday night. You're listening and watching through KDSJ Sports.
It's back. The $9.95 Friday Steak Special returns to Deadwood at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. As you dine on delicious bites, watch the Gold Dust Casino action from a table overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 200 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. Then use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels located off Main Street, right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting golddustdeadwood.com.
Dry, safe, secure, and affordable. That's what False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage is all about. New or used, multiple size and door options. We've got the perfect storage container for you, and we can even deliver it with no special equipment needed. You can buy or rent, it's available on-site, or we can bring it right to you and set it up where you need it. We offer flexible storage for every need, and Kelly the Container Queen is in the office and ready to help. Give us a call today at 605-641-1555 or visit our website at fbccontainersandstorage.com.
Welcome back to the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth here on this Tuesday night of high school volleyball. All across our KDSJ sports platforms, KDSJ 980 AM. There's 103.5 FM, KDSJ980.com. You can just one click away on the Listen Live link and listen that way. You can connect it to Alexa, and also with the KDSJ mobile app is available for free to download. And you can always have KDSJ with you wherever you may be going. And KDSJ-TV as well is where you can watch it for free. And if you're a Spartan fan, you know about us. Clayson Davis, tell us a little bit more on how you can watch Spartan Sports.
Well, you can watch us on Facebook, as most everyone has Facebook accounts nowadays, and even people who don't use Facebook that much, now you have more of a reason. If you also like our Facebook page, you'll stay up to date on news and sports happenings. We got sports articles up on our website now. We'll have previews, recaps of Spearfish Spartan athletics, also some athletics from Belfouche, Lee, Deadwood, and all around the listening area on our website, and they'll be posted on Facebook as well. And of course, if you don't want to miss another live sports broadcast from the Spearfish Spartans, go ahead and give us a little subscribe on YouTube. Remember to like the stream, subscribe. If you're watching tonight, drop us a little comment. Let us know where you're watching from. We like knowing where our viewers are. And again, that's all with KDSJ-TV. You can rewatch live sports broadcasts, and you can never miss another Spearfish Spartan sporting broadcast here throughout the fall and winter months on KDSJ-TV.
Hot Springs with the serve to begin set number 2, and this will be a attack and a kill by the Spartans on the left-hand side of the net.
Yeah, that was an absolute rocket by Spearfish.
And when you say subscribe, do I need to have a paid subscription?
No, you do not.
Well,
I mean,
awesome.
If you want to tip your friendly neighborhood broadcasters, you're more than welcome to, but it is actually completely free to view.
Our Venmo accounts, will show those on the KDSJ-TV screen here.
That's coming up on Thursday with our football broadcast. So,
Callie Reiners with an ace here to make it 2-0 Spearfish.
Yeah, Reiners, 2 aces on the game. She had 2 last year versus Hot Springs. Spearfish had 10 overall in the game.
Here's an attack by Hot Springs. They get it over the net and find an empty spot in the back row, and they get the kill there. A backwards worm.
That was impressive. Had some height with it. As Elsher is dominating right now. She only has 2 kills for the Bison, but who knows how many blocks, and her presence has been felt by the Spartans.
Good hustle play there by Ryan Heinert for Hot Springs, diving on the floor as the libero. There's another block by Hot Springs, then Rooks just taps it over. Here comes the attack from Wheaton. It's hit by Hot Springs, then goes out of bounds. Point for the Spartans.
And one thing about Hot Springs that Spearfish hasn't seen a lot of this year is height and blocking ability. Normally you see that from Class AA teams. Right now, Elsher in the front line for Hot Springs, they're not only just blocking Spearfish, but they're able to use the block to set up some offense.
Here comes Spearfish on the attack, and they get a kill, and Caitlin Wheaton with the point.
Yeah, sometimes when you're struggling with dealing with a block, if you have a hard time hitting around it with the scrappy defense of the Bison, just hit it as hard as you freaking can at those hands and make it bounce to who knows where.
Here's Hot Springs. They get it over on 3, and now here comes Spearfish on the attack. That is Addie Bowman. She stared that line down, and she pinpointed it inside the line for a point.
Yeah, I think Spearfish is starting to get a little bit more of a rhythm, as they felt like they were a step slow versus Hot Springs in set number 1. And they're coming out guns a-blazing in set 2.
Up 5-1 as this one is hit long by Hot Springs. So another point for Spearfish, and head coach of the Hot Springs Lady Bison, Tana White, will call a timeout. As we continue with Tuesday night coverage of high school volleyball on KDSJ Sports, we'll be back right after this.
It's not one, but 2 great locations in Spearfish to gas up and get what you need on the go. Exit 8 and Exit 14 Speedy Marts offer everything you need so you can get in and get out and get back on the road. Find your favorite snacks and a cold drink, or maybe something fresh from the kitchen or in the cold case. It's all homemade right here. And Exit 8 and Exit 14 offers top-tier fuels from Phillips 66, so you get the most from your transportation. Exit 8 and 14 Speedy Marts in Spearfish. Right off the road, right on the money. Todd.
And welcome back to Tuesday night high school volleyball and a Black Hills Conference matchup. Hot Springs Lady Bison and the Spearfish Spartans. We'll have high school football featuring the Spearfish Spartans and the Sturgis Scoopers this Thursday night from Woodall Field over in Sturgis. Kickoff time 6 p.m. in just a couple of nights. No BHSU football this weekend as they are on their bye week.
Of course they get a bye week after I'm done playing for the Jackets. I could have played for another 3 more years.
Here's Addie Bowman over to the Hot Springs side. The Bison get it to the back row, but it goes down, and that will be out of bounds. So now I believe Billington will serve for Spearfish.
But you see Hot Springs, yeah, went out of bounds, but I see what they're trying to do. Spearfish, they're now starting to get up closer to the net as Hot Springs haven't been able to set up much of an offense. This time, Spearfish with a massive block.
And Hot Springs able to get their head back on a swivel and get the kill with the block right there in the middle of the floor.
Ashlyn Elshier sent that one straight down. And again, there's not much that Tabby Zanstra can do to fight through that block. As I know I said just moments ago, hit it as hard as you can. Well, in the same respect, if you have a good block like Elshier, she didn't just put her hands up, but she went over the net with it to send it straight to one direction. That's where right back at Spearfish.
And that's tough to do, to not touch the net as well with all of your body. And now it is 8-2 Spartans with a 6-point advantage here in set number 2 after dropping the first set 25-21.
Yeah, Bowman with another kill. She's up to 5 already. She had 10 versus the Bison last week, and that one she sent with some authority.
Getting across the net, that time for Spearfish on the serve was Zanstra, and then Hot Springs comes back and gets a point.
Yeah, this time the blocking of Spearfish starting to make some more noise here, as that was Sadowski. The only difference you saw between Sadowski's block and Elshier's block is that Elshier just flat put her hands up and almost shielded the ball so it goes straight down on Spearfish's side. This time Sadowski almost swung her arms forward. That's why that ball went long and out of bounds once she made contact with it.
Now here's the attack by Spearfish, doing a good job at angling that one down by Lily Sadowski.
Yeah, Sadowski injured this season, had some ankle problems. Now looking like that's not bothering her anymore. And this time, Hot Springs slow getting the block to Sadowski. That's why it was one-on-one. Sadowski slid by the block and found pay dirt.
And this will be an ace for the Spearfish Spartans as it came to the back row a little bit quicker than the Hot Springs Lady Bison was figuring it would be.
And that is the multi-talented, I would say athlete, but even more than that, Taylor Vito, making it hard on the Bison with her serves.
Did she play softball as well?
I think so.
And there is a hit by Hot Springs, and that will just bounce in front of that white line, and a point there for Hot Springs.
I did it. I got the worm on TV.
Serving specialist. Now to the middle of floor. Serving specialist. Now to the middle of floor. Hot Springs a little bit out of whack here as Hatzkowitz got it over. Now she has the dig, and they send it over by the libero. Here's Spearfish's turn. Bowman at the net, gets it over. Hot Springs waits for it to come down, and we have a little collision. Not real sure what Avery Peterson was doing flying in there like that. Could have hurt one of her teammates, but Spearfish gets the point to make it 11-5.
And that's Addie Bowman again on the kill. She's now up to 6, and again, she was pretty quiet in the first set, and now she's starting to swing a lot harder in set number 2 and starting to find some success with it.
She has 6 kills, 1 ace. Here is Reiners, gets it over. Now for Hot Springs on the right side of the net. They're able to get it over. Here's the attack by Spearfish and a point by Billington.
And that time, Spearfish faked the middle that the Hot Springs have been trying to track down. This time they read it over to Billington, but it was too late. Billington was already in her swinging motion before the block even got there, so Julia had the entire floor to choose from. And now you see Addie Bowman getting an ace with some help of the serving net.
Yeah, it hit the top of the net, and then the Hot Springs girls literally turned their back on it. It was a live ball, and it just bounced on their side. So Spearfish now gets back-to-back aces, and they're rolling up 13-5 here in set 2.
Bowman, again, she's the spark plug.
2 aces this evening by Reiners. And Bowman has been doing well. It's Hot Springs now a little bit out of it as they hit that one into the net. So a hitting error, and they're down by 10. As head coach Tana White wants her girls to come back a little bit more with this powerful serving that Addie Bowman is serving up, but there's no stopping. When you're hot, you're hot. And Bowman has another ace.
And that will be the second timeout by Hot Springs. Talk about a night and day difference between set one, set two. Set one, Hot Springs controlled the pace. Spearfish couldn't find any rhythm offensively. Set two, Spearfish coming out with their hair on fire on senior night.
And we'll be back with more of high school volleyball on KDSJ Sports.
The A&W team are excited to be bringing the classic A&W brand back to Spearfish in the Northern Black Hills. And they're even more excited to be cheering on the Spearfish Spartans. Stop in for delicious burgers, chicken tenders, cheese curds, and of course their world-famous root beer made fresh in-house every day. Scan the QR code on your screen or mention the code Spartans25 for 10% off orders all day, every day. A&W and Spearfish, inside Walmart on 1st Avenue. Let's go Spartans! For 20 years, there's been a better alternative for cars.
And back here at the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth as the Spartans come out of the timeout taken by Hot Springs. Spartans up 16-5 on the Junick scoreboard. Here's Bowman with another serve and another ace for the Spartans. Bowman, we saw her do this last week against the Belle-Fourche Lady Bronx. And now Hot Springs, no matter what they're at on the floor, whether they're backing up into the back row, Addie Bowman is on a roll.
That's actually 3 in a row serving by Addie Bowman. She had 5 in a row versus Belle-Fourche last time we had Spearfish volleyball on KDSJ, and Bowman two serves away from hitting that mark.
And here's the serve by Bowman. This gets it across. And now here's Haskvitz, and she'll get a point here for Hot Springs as the return by Spearfish goes out of bounds.
And that time Sadowski and Reiners able to combine on the block, and it went straight toward Billington. Billington wasn't quite ready for that ball to fly laterally straight toward her face and had no chance just to put her arm up to try to save it.
And back here for the Hot Springs is their libero serving. Now Haskvitz gets it across. Coming from the back row, now they go to the middle, and a point for the Lady Spartans. Getting the kill is number 13, Lily Sadowski.
Yeah, Spearfish, they're starting to figure out this blocking attack from the Bison, as Elshier was pretty much soloing blocks left and right with the first set and early second set. Now Spearfish starting to find some ways to slow down that block of Hot Springs, using some fakes and now quick setting the middle before Elshier has a chance to read.
Faith Hoffman is the libero. She is also the server right now. Spearfish has the ball back as they volley it over there, that time by Billington. Now Hoffman back to Billington. She jumps high in the air and gets the kill.
And now you see the Hot Springs Bison being a step slow right now as Spearfish, they were guessing wrong in set number 1. Now you see Spearfish control the pace, control what the offense does, and now Hot Springs, their block that they've relied on has not been effective, and now they're just trying to play catch up on defense.
And we have a whistle, and this I think is a violation on Spearfish. As we look down, it'll be still Hot Springs serving, down 19-7. Sub coming in here for the Lady Bison. One of their starters is back in, Katie Schneider, a senior right side hitter. And serving is Haley White. Spearfish in the gray long sleeve jerseys with some maroon and maroon numbers. Now Spearfish attacks from the middle, and another, was it blocked or just didn't get over?
That's a good question. Let's check that out on our Tropical Smoothie Sports replay. I think Elshier might have had a block onto it. I think she didn't even touch it. I think Zanstra a little too light on the touch, and it didn't even make it over the net.
Here's an ace for Hot Springs as they get back-to-back points here from the service line, and Haley White.
She is an extremely talented freshman, 5'7", can play multiple positions. It'll be fun to see her evolve with this Hot Springs squad here in the next few years.
And the announcer Jinx comes in as she doesn't get it over on the next serve. And Kaylin Wheaton comes into the game now for Spearfish on the front line. And Callie Reiners will serve.
A heavy offensive set for Spearfish, and unfortunately it's going to go to waste as Reiners serves it a bit long.
On the Junic scoreboard, Spartans doubling up Hot Springs 20-10. Hot Springs leads the match 1-0. And we'll see the serve here by Haskvitz. Here's the attack. It's blocked by Hot Springs. Spearfish will try it again. And now Hot Springs gets it into the net. Point, Spartans.
Yeah, that was a little battle at the net line for both Hot Springs and Spearfish. Of course, you had Elshier, who's been a problem at the net for Spearfish throughout the night. Spearfish able to make her miss on her block, and eventually Hot Springs couldn't quite send it over cleanly.
Here's the hit by Hot Springs. That'll be a point from Ariana Rooks, the junior outside hitter.
Yeah, Rooks, she's hit the ball pretty hard as well for Hot Springs. She got off to a fast start in set number 1 that caught Spearfish by surprise here on senior night, and she's been quiet. That was, I think, her first kill of this second set.
And Reiners will set it up for Bowman and give another set assists for Callie Reiners in her career, and a kill for Spearfish.
I wonder what's the total amount of assists that Callie Reiners has in her career that goes to the Bowman girls. Both Mariah Bowman, Addie Bowman, who have both played a lot of volleyball at a high level at Spearfish High School.
Spearfish up to the 22 mark, and they get the block right there in the middle of the floor. And Julia Billington, right place, right time.
Let's check that out on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay. Billington and Sadowski, two leading blockers for the Spartans, combining on that block, and that one goes straight down onto Hot Springs.
Avery Rogers is the server now, and this time she sets it up for Spearfish to get it over. Hot Springs looking to the outside, and Rooks has it partially blocked, and then it lands on the Spearfish side. Point, Hot Springs.
A little off-speed shot by Rooks, as she's hammered the last few that's been set her way. This time she rolls it over the net, and it ends up getting caught in the block of Spearfish, and it just falls right in front of the blockers.
Good dig there by Spearfish. Now the attack partially off the hand of a Hot Springs Lady Bison, and they get the side out. Spearfish now up to set point.
Yeah, that time Spearfish with a close set into the net. That allows a quick set to Billington. And those quick sets not allowing that Hot Springs block to catch up. It's now set point.
Vito to serve. Here is Hot Springs. Rooks gets it over. Now here's on Spearfish side, just a little tap over. Hot Springs is ready for it. Here's the attack by Rooks over to Spearfish. Set it up, Bowman. Good dig there by Hot Springs. The Lady Bison chase it down. Two girls fall down. They're out of position now. Here's the attack by Spearfish and blocked at the net by Hot Springs. Good job defensively by Kiana Lewis to stay right there in the middle of the floor as a couple of her teammates were sitting down over here on the near side.
Yeah, Lewis bailed out the Hot Springs Bison big time as two girls collided in front of the net, and that left the Bison pretty well out of sorts, and Spearfish with a quick set would have scored a point.
And it's still set point, 24-13 in favor of the Spartans, trying to even up this match. Now here's Reiners, setting up Bowman. Bowman, an attack goes out of bounds long, and now 24-14.
Now you see Hot Springs start to get closer to the net as Spearfish finding some success, hitting it in the middle and also to the middle right in the outside of the line. And this set will end same way the first set ended, via service error.
So Spearfish Spartans getting the win here in set 2, 25-14, and we're even up at a set apiece in this Black Hills Conference matchup on KDSJ Sports.
Parents, Spearfish, and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor with their 2 ASC certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off exit 14 Heritage Drive.
Pillen Optical has been helping families see clearly for over 50 years. They're more than just an eye care center. They're part of your community, committed to keeping your family's vision healthy and strong. From kids' first eye exams to the perfect frames for every family member, they're here to make your experience easy, affordable, and comfortable. Come visit Pillen Optical, where your family's vision is their top priority, because seeing life's special moments starts with healthy eyes. Pillen Optical, caring for your family one pair of eyes at a time.
And back here on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV tonight for Tuesday night and our high school volleyball match of the week. Got a good match going on here so far through 2 sets. Hot Springs won the first set 25-21, and then Spearfish won the second set 25-14, getting off to a nice 6-1 start there to take the second set. As we say thanks to some more of our sponsors, including West River Cooperative Telephone, Grand Electric, and also thanks to Tropical Smoothie, part of our Tropical Smoothie replay over on KDSJ-TV.
As we're looking at some of those highlights in set number 2 on KDSJ-TV, Spearfish, they struggled with the block of Elshier and also Keanu Lewis, Haley White. And what do you do to respond? Well, you try using some block touches. That didn't work because Hot Springs is that good a blocking team. So you try hitting around it. That didn't really work as well for Spearfish. So they wanted to speed up the Bison, use some fakes, quick set the middle a few times. Lily Sadowski has found some success, and that allows that block to be a step slower, especially with the quick set by Spearfish. It's throwing Hot Springs out of their rhythm defensively, and once Hot Springs gets out of sorts and out of system, that allows Spearfish to set their heavy hitters like Julia Billington and Addie Bowman. Then they're able to find some success. The block is getting late, and Spearfish finding a little bit of a formula to go up against this tough defense of the Bison.
And our broadcast tonight being brought to you by Wolf's Plumbing and Heating in Spearfish. Call 605-642-5755 or see more at wolfph.com. As we get into the third set, sometimes the third set is tough on the Spearfish Spartans. I want to see more quickness, a little bit faster pace, especially for Spearfish. I think so far they've been a little bit behind Hot Springs in that aspect, and with Spearfish playing all AA teams after this, I want to see them get after it offensively and really get going a little bit faster out there.
You're absolutely right, Cody, and especially when you're going to be playing Class AA teams the rest of the way, you're going to be playing some fast and physical competition here this weekend with Harrisburg, Yankton, Brookings, Watertown, Brandon Valley, and especially for Harrisburg, they will quick set you. They will get you all out of sorts. They're going to hit you hard, and you got to be able to try to keep pace, because if you try to slow the game down versus a team that has so many weapons and can hit out of the gym, you're going to get rolled over. And not a better way to try to do that against a good blocking team and Hot Springs to speed their process up.
So the assistant coach is talking with one of the officials now for this matchup. I don't see Coach Richards on the floor. So maybe she is taking charge here in the third set, as the Spearfish Spartans will be serving it up. And they get it over, now right back to them. And Addie Bowman tries to get that one to the back line, but it goes sailing out of bounds.
Yeah, it's hard when you attack from the back row. Bowman, an outstanding athlete, but when you're jumping from the back row, you're going more out instead of up. So it's hard to get on top of that ball to sink it down. That's why it goes long for the first point.
Hot Springs has a service error, so we're now tied 1-1. As now going back to serve here for Spearfish will be Julia Billington, the outside hitter and a sophomore. One of the underclassmen that has gotten a lot of playing time this year for Spearfish. They'll need it because they'll lose 9 seniors and most of their starters after this year. Here's the attack and the kill by the Hot Springs Lady Bison as they take the lead now 2-1, and they'll be back over to their side serving. And I think Ashlyn Elshier, who has been a standout for them so far, she'll be doing the duties here.
Yeah, Elshier, early candidate for player of the game, as she'll put a fist into it.
Gets it over, and Spearfish there to serve receive. Here's the attack, It's dug up by Hot Springs on their right side of the net. And Spearfish trying to get up there for the block, and I think they did it. A point for Spearfish.
Check that out on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay. Yeah, that's Tabby Zanstra. The ball did hit the top of the net, so I don't know how much of it was a block on Zanstra and how much was actually just a hitting error on Hot Springs. Either way, it's a point for Spearfish. We're tied at 2.
Now over to Hot Springs side as they get the serve receive. Here's Rooks with the attack. Then it goes into the net on the Spearfish side. So a point for Hot Springs as they lead it 3-2.
We haven't talked much about Ariana Rooks today, the junior outside hitter, but she's also really productive. Actually leads the team in kills with 256 on the season and 11 blocks, which is, again, pretty good, especially in this tough Black Hills Conference. And now we have an ace.
And an ace there by Hot Springs. Conference dominated most of the year by St. Thomas More and Spearfish. Well, Rapid City Christian has been good. Hill City is always scary.
Oh, yeah.
And so those top 4 teams battling it out here for the title over the next couple of weeks. And this will be a hit and a point for the Spartans.
Yep. There's a nice set, a hard set by Reiners, setting it behind her head for Caitlin Wheaton. It's so tough to do no matter what level of volleyball it is. But trust her senior classmate to be in the right position, and it was a perfectly set ball for Wheaton to hit it home.
And getting over that time was Kiana Lewis, and a point for Hot Springs as they have a 2-point lead now, 5-3.
Yeah, Lewis, 75 kills on the season, the middle hitter. Kind of plays third fiddle to Elsher and Rooks, but still really talented. A lot of athletes on this Hot Springs squad.
Here's Spearfish with the attack, and they somehow keep this rally alive as they get it over in 3. It wasn't pretty, but we play on, and I think we're going to get called for a lift on the Hot Springs.
Yeah, you could hear that. I don't know if you could hear it on TV, but you could surely hear it from live in the gym. You could hear that slap of the ball hitting the palm of the hand, and that is a clear-cut sign that a lift has occurred.
5-4. Hot Springs with the advantage over Spearfish in this Black Hills Conference matchup, as it'll be Bowman with the serve. Now Hot Springs tries to get it over. Rooks has it blocked, and then we have one of the line judges waving her flag. What does that mean?
That means the ball hit the antenna and is out of bounds. And if anything makes contact with that antenna, whether it be a ball, a hand, a ponytail, a bird, it is out of bounds and automatically a point for the other team.
And over the net.
Wow.
Nice job there by Reiners. If you're just standing there watching her, you are out of position already.
Yeah, no kidding. And Reiners, again, with the little dump, but hits it straight down the net. Super hard. Another key to this game that we've developed here is, again, the blocking attack. When Hot Springs has been able to set up their block, it gets Spearfish out of rhythm. As now we have an ace by Hot Springs and their libero Ryan Heinert. But when Spearfish is able to use the block, sets up their offense, and also see what team uses more block touches as this game progresses.
And this will be a point for Spearfish from the outside. Billington gets the point.
Yeah, Billington, even on senior night, she is so talented to keep off the bench. As Billington second on the team right now with 5 kills. And again, when she does attack, she is usually really effective, as she's the only Spartan hitting over 300 on the season.
Faith Hoffman, the server now for Spearfish. And from the middle of the floor, the Spartans get the point. Thank you very much, Tabby Zanstra.
Yeah, Zanstra, she started off pretty strong, was really one of the few bright spots for Spearfish in the beginning of set number 1. She's got 2 kills and an ace.
And now here's Hoffman from the service line. She gets it over. Hot Springs with the dig. There's the set, and it's Hexfitz getting it over. And now up in the air, comes down to the libero. Hot Springs gets it over there by Ashlyn Elsher, who has come to play tonight. Gets a point there for the Bison, and we're tied back up at 8.
Yeah, Elsher saved the Bison skin that time, as it was a set that was too close into the net. She had no choice but to just tap it And right at the last moment, saw that far outside corner was pretty barren for Spearfish, able to sink it right in front of the corner. And now you see Hot Springs using the net to their advantage with an ace.
A little funky serve, hit the top of the net, and then it just dies down on the Spearfish side. A couple girls went sliding for it, but a tough position, and the Bison take the lead, 9-8. Back over here to the Spartan side. Here's the attack, and it is down and a point. And that will be Spearfish getting the point there. So we go back and forth in this third set, now tied up at 9. Still waiting for the Spartans to speed things up here, or maybe get going too fast for their liking. And here's the attack. It's dug up there by Spearfish. Nice job defensively for Hot Springs. They'll be off the rest of this week, all of next week, and then the regional tournament will begin. And they're right there in the middle of the pack of Region 8A. And now Spearfish looks over to their coaching staff to see where they want to position themselves with a good server coming up here, Callie Reiners. Spartans lead by 2. Hot Springs on the attack. They won, just a little long in that coffin corner. As Reiners will grab the volleyball, she'll go back over to the baseline. And a timeout called by head coach White and the Hot Springs Lady Bison. It's a Tuesday night of high school volleyball. Thanks for tuning in right here on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV. We'll be back with more of this third set coming up next.
In a world of few guarantees, Jake's Collision Repair stands behind all of their work with a lifetime guarantee. Jake's Collision Repair uses only original parts made by your vehicle's manufacturer instead of lower quality aftermarket parts. Certified technicians work with the latest state-of-the-art equipment, and Jake's Collision Repair is preferred by most insurance companies and works with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair, 2416 Junction Avenue in Sturgis and 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish.
Monument Health Orthopedic.
And welcome back here to the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth for our Tuesday night high school volleyball broadcast. I'm Cody Oliver, Clayson Davis over there as well with the analysis and also KDSJ-TV main operator. And Hot Springs has 2 girls falling over each other, and that's not good. So a point for the Spartans to make it 13-9. And maybe an injury timeout here for Ella Haskvitz, one of their best players, was the one tripping over her teammate. And you don't think much of contact in volleyball, but girls have to deal with knee injuries, ankle injuries, and just running into each other with possible concussions. So Vastness will check out. She's holding the side of her face. So one of the best players for Hot Springs will go to the bench and be tended to by the medical staff. And now we'll go back to Spearfish serving, and this will be Callie Reiners. So Reiners will serve it up, goes to the middle of the floor. Hot Springs has it. Now they attack, and this one goes out of bounds. And a point here for Spearfish as they get the side out back. They're up by 5, 14-9. They've had some good serving by Callie Reiners. Tonight also, 5 aces from Addie Bowman, 3 aces, now 4 aces from Callie Reiners. Oh no, that went out of bounds over on the Hot Springs side. So a point for Hot Springs instead. I thought she one-timed that one in bounds, but Hot Springs will get it. And now they send their server back, and she hits it into the net. So back and forth we go here with the service errors. And next time around in the rotation brings in Julia Billington to serve for Spearfish. She gets it across. And now here's Reiners. Goes to Wheaton, and another block by Hot Springs. They've been doing that throughout the night. So it'll be Hot Springs with the point, and they'll send the volleyball below the net. Assistant coach Tracy Franzen has been coaching from the sideline here in this third set as we see head coach Shelby Richards come back out of the locker room. She looks like she is sick. So she's just going to sit at the end of the bench. And we hope for the best for her. Maybe under the weather. 15-12 Spearfish. Leading it by 3. Over on the Spartan side, here's the attack by Bowman, and this one is sent long. And a point here for the Bison to make it a 2-point game, 15-13. Substitutions are in here for both teams as they go back to the service line for Hot Springs. Ashlyn Elshier. Flat-footed serve, she gets it across. Now here's the attack by, you got to be ready for him in Spearfish, or Hot Springs 2 over. Here's Reiners deep into the net that time for Spearfish. They're able to get it over in 3. Now Spearfish digs it up. Another set by Reiners, goes behind her back to Wheaton. And Hot Springs able to play defensively here. They send it to the back row. Over to Spearfish. Bowman on the attack. That's close, and it's going to be out of bounds.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, hi.
Okay. Minor technical difficulties on KDSJ-TV, but we are back up and running.
I'm glad they're just minor.
Wi-Fi issues, so.
Clayson Davis over at KDSJ-TV, manning all the operations over there. And manning the court is the quarterback for Spearfish, and that's Callie Reiners. She gets a point there.
Always so dangerous with that dump off, and did it again there for another point.
Now 19-15, advantage Spearfish, 6 points away from taking this third set as they drop the first set. Got the second set victory, but then they serve this one into the net.
It's the quickest way that the other team can get back into a rhythm, especially in a tight third set. As first set dominated mainly by Hot Springs, second set was all Spearfish. Now two teams going back and forth with one another.
Back to serve here for Hot Springs is Olivia Legrand. Here's the attack from Bowman, sends this one long. We've seen that quite a few times tonight, whether it's Bowman or Wheaton hitting it too long for Spearfish tonight. Keeping Hot Springs into this set. Down by 2 now. Reiners gets it across. Now Hot Springs. Here's Rooks, sends it back row. Dug up there by Peterson. Now to the Hot Springs side. They attack by Rooks. Spearfish. Back over to Hot Springs. Now Lady Bison been in the right spot when they needed to on this rally, back and forth. Here's the attack, and Hot Springs going to end this one with a point. And that makes it 19-18. Spearfish had a 6-1 lead. Then it was 13-9, and they've been battling now back and forth, and Hot Springs chipping away. Could tie it up on this one. Here's the serve. And this one goes too long. Point for the Spartans.
Right after a great serve by, a great point by Hot Springs. Comes back on the other side, and serving errors could be a major point in this game.
So number 3, that's Addie Bowman. She serves here for Spearfish. Finds her spot on the floor to sends it across. And now here's the attack. Hot Springs. And we're going to have a violation, and one of the girls went into the net. And I see, again, Hot Springs freshman Ella Heskvitz is still out of the game as she is standing behind the bench being talked to by the athletic trainer here to see if possible concussion, if she can go back into the game. She's trying to find a seat on the bench right now as she, tries to find her water bottle. Here is Rooks, and Hot Springs trying to get by without Heskvitz on the floor. They're doing a pretty good job, making it a 2-point game now, 21-19.
No, absolutely. In Hot Springs, you start to see this grit and scrappiness that this team prides itself on, and staying in this contest still down by 2, but it just takes one run. They've really gotten behind just from unforced errors, see if they can play cleaner, and you see another one there as Hot Springs, 2 girls were going to dive at it. Both of them thought the other one had it, and it lands right in between the 2 of them.
Just got frozen right there. 22-19, and back to serve is the libero for Spearfish, Faith Hoffman. And it'll be hit across that time by Tegan Furley. getting some playing time here. Back to the middle. Hit one by Spearfish. Now the Spartans have to get it over this time, and they do. Hot Springs on the attack from the middle. And this one is hit from the back row, but then nothing after that. Point Bison, 22-20. They're down by 2.
Yeah, the Bison just staying in this set. They're not going away quietly into that good night, as now we see Haley White, the freshman, back to serve. And again, an outstanding freshman with 20 aces to her name this 2025 season.
And she gets it across. Spearfish is there for the serve receive, and they get a point.
One of those outside, that was Billington on the kill. Didn't hit that one up close to the net, but still had enough on it to scoot by the block of Elshier and found the back corner, and now we'll have a timeout by Hot Springs.
And a timeout, we'll take it with them right here on KDSJ Sports. You're listening to Tuesday night high school volleyball, Hot Springs and Spearfish.
World of few guarantees, Jake's Collision Repair stands behind all of their work with a lifetime guarantee. Jake's Collision Repair uses only original parts made by your vehicle's manufacturer instead of lower quality aftermarket parts. Certified technicians work with the latest state-of-the-art equipment, and Jake's Collision Repair is preferred by most insurance companies and works with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair, 2416 Junction Avenue in Sturgis and 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish.
Monument Health.
Back here at the Spearfish High School main gym for Tuesday night volleyball. A couple Black Hills Conference teams here as Spearfish hosts Hot Springs tonight. We hear the whistle and we play on with Reiner serving. Spearfish up by 3, 23-20. Spearfish on the attack, and they get the kill by Julia Billington.
Yeah, Billington, she's starting to be the closer for the Spartans, as she's now up to 8 kills to tie the game lead with Addie Bowman. It's now set point number 1 for the Spartans here in set number 3.
Spearfish, about 98% of the time they play seniors on senior night. 25-20, Spartans take set 3. Back-to-back set wins here for the Lady Spartans. Hot Springs hung around there a little bit. They're between about 16 to 20 points, and then Spearfish able to put it away there at the end. Again, 25-20, your final score in set 3, as Spearfish now leads it 2-1. We'll be back with the pivotal set number 4 when we come back. You're listening to High School Volleyball on KDSJ Sports.
Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees. Whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
And back here at the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, I'm Cody Oliver along with Clayson Davis tonight with KDSJ Sports. Let's say thanks to more of our sponsors, including Olson Propane, Kennedy Implement, and also thanks to Beef Logic and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. Both teams back on the floor, so the official on the far side will make sure everybody's good with the rotation. And let's see, Spearfish stays on the left-hand side of the net. Hot Springs is on the right. Hot Springs won the first set, 25-21. Spearfish came back, won set 2, 25-14. And they win set 3, 25-20. We'll see if they can continue that momentum here into this set 4. Hot Springs will be the one serving.
Crucial set 4 and a pretty exciting game here on KDSJ-TV. First game that has gone past 3 sets here on KDSJ Sports. In fact, it's only the second game we've had on our volleyball lineup this fall that has passed that 3-set mark. Of course, the first one being that 5-set thriller between Spearfish at the Hart Ranch with Rapid City Christian.
Out for a little bit because of injury is Ella Heskvitz. She'll serve it. Serve received there by Spearfish. Now here come Hot Springs. They get it over. Spearfish trying to get it over in 3. That time it was Billington. Brooks for the Lady Bison. As we have this rally go back and forth. Hot Springs trying to position to the front row. And good job there by Ariana Rooks. Kind of a little alley-oop for her. Instead of dunking it with a spike, she's just going to taps it over and lays it up and in. So 3-2. That was, I guess, my best description of what that could be.
Oh, we got the idea.
And you could watch it over on KDSJ-TV with our Tropical Smoothie replays and all of the coverage of Spartan volleyball here tonight. Don't know if we have another Spartan game, probably against Stevens later on this year.
Yeah, Stevens and I think maybe Douglas. I'll need to check the schedule, but
both of those are going to be on the road.
Few and far between. This could be the last time we are here in Spearfish for volleyball unless they host a Sodak 16 contest.
Going back to the service line now for Hot Springs, or for Spearfish, excuse me, will be Julia Billing stat board.
Probably a lot.
Here's a point for Hot Springs as this one is hit long over to the side here. Takes one hop into the bleachers. And now Elsher will serve for Hot Springs. He waits for the whistle.
Again, experiencing more Wi-Fi issues on KDSJ-TV, so do bear with us, but we are trying our best to keep that up and alive, to keep you guys this fourth set, KDSJ Sports.
I'll keep this boat afloat here on KDSJ Radio while we're at it.
That'd be great.
And here is Zenstra back to serve for Spearfish. Jump serve might be an ace. It is.
Good job by Zanstra. Again, quite an outstanding senior in her time and multiple aces. She's now got 3 to help be third on the team in that category this contest.
Zanstra with the serve. Here's Hot Springs. A nice jump there by Ariana Rooks. And that will be a point for Hot Springs. Between her and Haskvitz, they kind of man that front line, and then Elsher is a good server. And going back to serve now is Abby Simons. And she'll get it across, flat-footed, and here's the attack by Spearfish, and I don't think they're going to be able to get it over.
Yeah, no, they didn't. They hit it right into the net by Kaiten Wheaton, and had to hit it over a 4th time, which is slightly illegal in the game of volleyball.
Back to serve again is Simons. Leading the team right now on the floor with kills would be Ariana Rooks with 4 of those. High up in the air, ready for Bowman to slam it down, but then it's dug up by Hot Springs, and Spearfish had it on their shoulder and then down to their elbow before it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, it was just kind of a weird roll by Hot Springs off of a Spartan volleyball player. And
into 6 in this set 4. Rook Spartans. Taylor Vittle on the rotation. She comes in to serve. Takes a couple bounces of the volleyball. Gets it over. Now Hot Springs want to try to take advantage of another Spearfish error if it comes up. And it'll be Bowman with the attack and the kill, getting a point for Spearfish as we're tied up at 8 in this 4th set. Spearfish leads the match 2-1.
Yeah, that time Bowman didn't have to put a whole lot on it. She landed right down the line. Hot Springs was not in the right position to get the dig.
This will be a block by Spearfish, so give them the volleyball back over at the service line.
Check that out on our net cam, our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay. Sadowski and Reiners combining on the block.
To the middle of the floor on the Hot Springs side. And this one will land inbounds. Nice play there by Hot Springs to look over the Spearfish defense and get it where they want it to go, as they bring a sub in now to serve, and this will be Olivia LeGrand.
Yeah, another senior. Quite a few seniors on this Hot Springs squad, but it's complemented by a youthful core that the Bison will be excited to see through for the next few years.
Hot Springs gets it over. Wasn't pretty, but they got it over in 3. Now Spearfish back over to Hot Springs. The Bison from the right side of the net. Now over to Reiners. And now to Bowman, and Bowman with the kill. Yep. Reiners put everything that she had into that one just as a set over to Bowman, and Bowman didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, I set it completely across the entire width of the court, and it was a good set too, as Bowman was able to use her steps, jump on it, and slam it down for a point.
With that, Spearfish takes the lead 10-9. We'll see for how long, as Spearfish sets it up to Billington. Billington gets it over now to the Bison. This one will land inbounds on the back line, almost in the corner there. Run that 3-point arc on the basketball floor, and we're tied up at 10s. We tied up at 8, now 10s, as we battle to 25 here in this set 4. This serve will go into the net by Hot Springs. High school football coming your way on Thursday night right here on KDSJ Sports, all across the dial and on KDSJ-TV. 5:30 with the pregame show from Woodle Field, and then the kickoff at 6 o'clock for the regular season finale and the rivalry between the Spartans and the Scoopers. You can hear that block in the background. That was by Spearfish, and then a little soft one goes over by Hot Springs. And the Bison get it down. Ashlyn Elshier. Point for the Bison. They now tied up at 11.
Yeah, Elshier right at the net. Set was, again, she might have jumped a little too early on her attack and had no choice, but as she was falling down, just tip it at the last moment. Spearfish was awaiting a heavy swing and was not ready for the tip.
And Spearfish gets a point as they go on the attack. A few girls have come off the bench tonight for Spearfish. We've seen Faith Hoffman. Let's see, Avery Rogers has come in. And also we've seen Taylor Vitto. Julia Billington didn't get the start because she's not a senior. So we've had 4 girls come in off the bench for Spearfish. They usually don't play much more than that. And that will be a point for Hot Springs, and we're back tied up at 12.
Yeah, very back and forth between these two squads, and you can just see Hot Springs coming in here. Tough environment, senior day, going up against a team that has only dropped 1 game in Black Hills Conference, and that was the St. Thomas More, and they're playing step for step with the Spartans.
Spearfish gets the attack and the kill as we hear it in the background. The crowd lets them know that they like that one by Julia Billington.
Yeah, another great set by Reiners. It was high. It gave Billington plenty of time to get her steps and her approach. High pointed the ball, got the top of it, sent it straight down.
13-12, Spearfish up by 1. Hot Springs goes over to the Spearfish side. Now here's Wheaton. Wheaton is met with a block by Hot Springs. Point for the Lady Bison.
And guess who? It was Elshier.
Elshier and Rooks.
Yeah, Rooks. Those two have been massive at the net for Hot Springs, and have a lot of times kept Hot Springs in this game and even given them some momentum when they're able to block the Spartan attack.
LeGrand served here from the near side back row, and that'll be a point for Spearfish as we literally go back and forth. 1 or 2 point differential for the last 68 points here.
Now you see Spearfish, it's also ball movement, as now you see Bowman sitting the ball across the entire net. That makes the defense shift the entire width of the floor, and it makes it just a half step slower for these blocks to set up.
And that'll be a point for Hot Springs on the partial block.
Yeah, I think that was Kiana Lewis, the middle hitter, tying things up 14 apiece, and it's been a while since either team has pulled out to a 2-point lead.
Sadowski sits, and now here is Spearfish getting it over in 3. Hot Springs trying to get it to this outside hitter who is pretty good, and that is Ariana Rooks. We'll see if they give her the point, though.
As Richards back in the locker room,
yeah.
I don't think she's feeling
very-
too hot right
yeah.
now, so it's all hands on deck with the Spearfish coaching staff and the Spartans, who are getting quite a scare by the Hot Springs Bison on senior night.
Assistant coach Tracy Franzen taking over the duties here over the last couple sets, as Coach Richards has been ill and back into the locker room. Now here is the setup for Bowman. And it's going to be a point for the Spearfish Lady Spartans. It's now tied up at 15s.
Yeah, Bowman. It tips her right into the block. It gets lost between the block and the net, and eventually Hot Springs backhands it clear to the back row, where no one except the photographer was able to catch up to it.
So now we got pretty much a 10-point race here to 25. And it'll be a point for Spearfish as it went off the chest of one of the girls for Hot Springs, and it goes backwards and actually goes out of the bounds area here and by the first row of the bleachers. Vito is your server now for Spearfish. Here's the attack by Rooks. That is hit too long. Back-to-back points here for Spearfish as they lead 17-15. Taylor Vito, a senior, usually comes in to serve, and she's doing pretty good as we have a 2-point lead for Spearfish. You're listening to high school volleyball tonight on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV.
Beef Logic Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base sports nutrition program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
And back here at the Spearfish High School gym, thanks for joining us tonight for our high school volleyball match of the week on KDSJ 980 and 103.5 with the KDSJ mobile app, as well as online at KDSJ980.com and KDSJ-TV. And let's see, Taylor Vito will continue to serve here for Spearfish. A defensive specialist and a serving specialist for the Spartans. And let's go look at, she has one ace so far. 13 kills tonight by Addie Bowman to lead the way for Spearfish in that stat category. As the officials get to their spots, Alex Heyman will climb to the top of the stand. And the other official over to the side as they have the pink whistles. And we hear the whistle, that means Vito can serve. Hot Springs coming on the timeout. They get it over. They've been doing
Hannah. If you touch it, it's your best friend for football. If you touch it in volleyball, it's your worst enemy.
And this will be a service error by Spearfish. So 18-16, if Spearfish can just continue to lead by 2 here and get that side out again, they'll be all right. Hot Springs going to go back with Olivia Legrand. The serve goes over to Spearfish, dug up there by Vito, and then it goes that time by Sadowski. Been kind of quiet tonight. Back to Heskvitz for Hot Springs. Reiner sends it over. Then a great move by Hot Springs. That was Kiana Lewis, the middle hitter at 5'11", turning her body just in time to get that one over.
Yeah, it was just a second hitter for Hot Springs, as Spearfish was not ready for that attack.
18-17, Spearfish middle of the floor. You'll find Addie Bowman with the attack and the kill. A spike.
A slam, not dunk. We're a few months away from that. But
like a Gronkowski spike of the football into the end zone.
I like the reference.
Here's Bowman serving it for Spearfish. Haskvitz gets it over. It's blocked there at the net by Hot Springs. Spearfish will say, okay, we're going to try it again. And they get it over. Now here's Rooks. Back row, nobody there. Diving after it was Addie Bowman, but it lands. And a point for Hot Springs as it's 19-18 in favor of Spearfish.
Those coffin corners have been busy tonight for both of these teams. First, Spearfish were trying to land it in those coffin corners early in the game. They weren't able to find it, and now we see a serving error by Hot Springs. And if they want to try to overtake the Spartans, they'll need to be clean from the service line, and it is something that they have not done a great job of here in set number 4.
20-18, Spearfish up by a couple. Trying to win the match with this set after dropping set 1. Now Hot Springs, they go to Haskvitz. It bounces off one of the hands of Spearfish. Now they get it cleanly over. And diving for it was Vittle, and she doesn't come up with it, so a point for Hot Springs as they keep it a 1-point game.
Yeah, Elsher's starting to make more of an impact from the middle. Now on the offensive side, she's got 5 kills. I'm assuming that will lead the Bison in this contest, at least top 2, as she can hit it really hard from the middle, and also now getting the tips that is throwing Spearfish off rhythm.
Hot Springs with a diving attempt. They're able to keep it alive, and then Spearfish, like a ping pong ball, sends it right back over the net. And that will be a point for Spearfish, 21-19.
Yeah, and that time, Zanstra, when you have your defense on the other team out of rhythm, it just takes one quick set and then a spike straight down to the open spot. Keeps the defense reeling and not able to respond.
And defense is reeling now for Hot Springs as Spearfish serves up an ace by Callie Reiners.
And I think we might have a timeout by head coach Tana White, and the 6-year Bison head coach will use her last timeout, second timeout. Was that her first or second?
That would be, let's see.
I think that was her first.
First of this fourth set.
Nope, that was her second. She is out of timeouts.
Yeah, now it goes to 0, yep.
I was looking at the wrong thingy on the scoreboard.
Don't forget, at the conclusion of tonight's broadcast, we will choose the Superior Performance courtesy of Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. You can watch archived episodes of From the Bench podcast through KDSJ-TV on our YouTube channel. And also stay updated on the latest sports, news, and community happenings through our social media page on Facebook.
I do have a little brief teaser. Our From the Bench podcast back this week. We have a special guest coming on. He'll be released tomorrow. He is known statewide.
Does he know football?
He knows a lot of football.
High school football.
Don't spoil it.
Okay, well, good.
But that's coming up next tomorrow on our From the Bench podcast on YouTube and on Facebook.
Also known as Jandy, I believe. Right?
That's about the best hint you have.
And this will be kept alive by Hot Springs. Do they get it over the net?
No.
They don't.
The great hustle, though, as that ball was on a rocket from Spearfish, and Hot Springs gave it the best go to get it over. Now the Spartans 2 points away from a thrilling senior day win.
23-19. Hot Springs, though, digs it up a little bit deep into the net. Whoa! As Spearfish, we haven't seen that tonight, but we just did.
That time, Hot Springs on the set, too far into the net, actually just set it up for Kate Wheaton to send it straight back at the Bison.
Here is Reiners on the serve. It's match point. Thought I would see an ace there, but they didn't. Now it comes back over to the Spearfish side. Here is Wheaton. She hits this one long. Point for Hot Springs, but they need to rally off some points here, down 24-20 here in set 4, down 2 games to 1.
It's going to be Ella Haskvitz the entire way if the Hot Springs Bison want to get 4 straight points.
And Haskvitz from the back row serves it up. Spearfish gets down on one knee, and then Spearfish hits it into the net. Point for the Bison as they stay alive.
Yeah, hitting error by Wheaton this time got too much on top of it. Match point number 2 for Spearfish.
Haskvitz has 38 aces coming in to this game on the season. And Spearfish will get it over in 3 on this match point. Hot Springs gets it over. Now Spearfish goes to Wheaton. A one-timer by Hot Springs by Haskvitz. And now Spearfish just lightly taps it over deep into the net. Here comes the hit and a point for Hot Springs as they've reeled off 3 straight to make it 24-22.
Yeah, as Hot Springs playing well, and that time the quick set over to Elshier. And she gets a lot of attention at the middle of the net. That time uses the block touch to get the point.
Haskvitz with the serve, and Spearfish sends it all over the place on their side of the court. And now Hot Springs has it. Ready to set up Rooks, and another point for Hot Springs. And they're not done yet. The Lady Bison, here they come, 24-23. And assistant coach Tracy Franzen will call a timeout here for the Spearfish Lady Spartans.
Wow, you talk about determination from the Hot Springs Bison. As they were down by 4, 3 straight points, and it's been everything. It's been dynamic offense, it's been smart offense, it's been being tough at the net, it's been staying aggressive, staying in rallies, and right now they're outworking Spearfish. It almost seems like the Spartans right now waiting for Hot Springs to make a mistake to end the match, but right now Hot Springs be the aggressor. See if this timeout by Spearfish gives them that one last point to put this match away.
And there, after this, about 8 more matches left for Spearfish. They'll get 5 of those in this weekend against AA teams at the East-West tournament that East River has dominated over the past several years. On another match point, 24-23, we are tied at 24 as Hot Springs right there to send it back over, and Spearfish was not ready. So now we got to win by 2.
It was the overpass. Addie Bowman, who leads the team in serve receives that time with the overpass, and it wasn't allowed Spearfish to set up any offense.
And this time Spearfish will get the point.
I think that was Wheaton on the block touch. Hit it straight into the mitts of Elshier, and now it's going to be match point. I think this is number 6. Doesn't matter.
This one goes into the net. So it is now back to serve for Hot Springs, tied up at 25. And coming into the game is Avery Peterson for Spearfish, as Billington will check out. 25s. And it will be the serve received not there by Spearfish. And now Bison trying to get another point and force a set 5.
Spearfish had 6 match points. Didn't convert on 1. This is the first for the Bison.
Hot Springs gets it over cleanly. Now ready for Bowman. Bowman gets it down for the kill. Tied up at 26.
Clutch hit by Bowman. Her team reeling. When Spearfish needs a point, look for number 3 on the outside, and she again delivers. Match point 7 for the nope, we're tied up again.
So you got to win by 2 as we've surpassed the 25-point mark. And now here's Bowman. Bowman has it tipped at the net by Hot Springs. Now Hot Springs on the attack. They get it across, and the Class A squad hanging right in there for the Spartans as they take the lead 27-26.
Ariana Rooks right into the midst of Spearfish. It's now set point number 2 for Hot Springs. We've had 6 set points for the Spartans. They led 24-20. Now we're at 27-26.
Here's Hot Springs with their set point as they get across. Spearfish trying to get Bowman every time, and this one goes over to Hot Springs. They have been quick over there, and it lands on the Spearfish side. Hot Springs takes set 4, 28-26. What a comeback.
That was one of the more impressive feats I've seen in volleyball in quite a while. I mean, Hot Springs down 24-20. Had to be perfect for 4 straight points, and they did just that. It was great serving by Ella Haskvitz. It was battling at the net with Ashlyn Elshier, and also Ariana Rooks with some plays. Kiana Lewis, and Hot Springs rallied. They showed how scrappy they are, how tough they are, and Spearfish having to regroup for a set 5 on a senior day Tuesday night that I don't think anyone expected to go longer than 3.
Now we go to set number 5. The seniors are all coming together for Spearfish. to rally the troops for set 5. We'll be back for the finale coming up next.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
No matter what life goes in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
We go to the 5th set of this Black Hills Conference interclass matchup as the Hot Springs Lady Bison have forced the set 5 here tonight. 28-26 coming back and getting the set 4 win. They won the first set tonight 25-21. Then Spearfish won 25-14. Spearfish won 25-20 in set number 3. And now we had Spearfish had the lead there 19-18 in set 4. Then it was 24-19, and Hot Springs makes the comeback all the way and wins it 28-26. Well, now we go to 15 here in set number 5. Spearfish has seen this against a couple of other Black Hills Conference teams in that region 8A. Went 5 sets against Rapid City Christian. They won. They went 5 sets with St. Thomas More. They lost. And now they go to 5 sets with Hot Springs. This is the regular season finale for the Lady Bison.
And you look at both of these benches. I was looking at both benches over the timeout. Different vibes for sure on either squad. Hot Springs, they're playing with some confidence. I mean, they came back from a 24-20 run. Spearfish had, I think, 6 match points in set 4. Couldn't get the job done. It was just the rally and determination by Hot Springs, playing with a Class AA team and a good one at that in Spearfish. And they're dancing around, being loose. And if you look over on the Spartan side, very businesslike, very serious. They might have lost their head coach for the rest of the game and needing to battle in front of their hometown fans.
So Hot Springs begins with the serve, and they have it back over to their side, and they go diving for it over by their own bench, and it goes up over the bench. So now a point for Spearfish as they get the first point of this 5th set.
That was Callie Reiners on the kill. She's got 4. And that was the first, I think, normal swing for her on the night.
Reiners will serve. See the ball on the Spearfish side getting way up in the air more than on the Hot Springs side. Not quite sure if that's what Spearfish wants to have happen, as it's 1-1. And Spearfish has it set up by Reiners, goes to Billington, and an attack and a kill by the Spearfish Spartans. So Billington will just walk right back to the baseline and will grab the volleyball, and she'll be your server.
Yeah, Billington, great athleticism on that hit. She caddy-cornered that antenna. If she would have hit it any more flat, it would have made contact with it and been a point for Hot Springs. And now Billington with an ace. That's going to bring up Billington again, back-to-back points by the Spartans. And in this 5th set, a lot of times the game comes down to who gets hot early, who's able to rally, who's able to set up points, and who's able to make that first big run. Sets up massive momentum for the team as, again, it's only a race to 15 this 5th and final set.
And this will be a point for Hot Springs, so they're right back at it, and they get the side out. A couple of leaders for Spearfish, 15 kills tonight for Addie Bowman, 10 kills for Tabby Zenstra.
For Hot Springs, they're led by Ariana Rooks with 8, and then right behind her with 5 is Ashlyn Elshier.
Elshier just served, and here's Spearfish on their side of the net, but they're not able to get it over as Caitlin Wheaton here on the front line near side too soft and not able to get it over.
And just those off rhythm plays for the Bison. They've made their heyday, and now another tough serve not recovered by Avery Peterson, and that will go as an ace for Elshier. And she has been lights out this contest, both from the net, offensively, serving. She's done it all.
3 aces for her. She has a handful of kills tonight. Here's Bowman on the attack. Dug up there nicely by Haskvitz. As Hot Springs has their front 3 ready for a block, but not ready. Oh, they are ready. They look like they almost kicked that one up in the air.
Yeah.
And Spearfish able to send it right back to him, though, to get the kill.
Wish I had enough of time for that to watch it on a replay, but the play kept going. I think it was kicked up by Hot Springs. Perfectly legal, mind you. Just eventually after that play, Spearfish is like, that ball was supposed to go down, and they finally sent it right back at Hot Springs.
At the net, good job there by Ariana Rooks. Now here is deep over to Hot Springs. They dig it up over the head of Haley White, and then she didn't quite set it up good enough for the next person, and it landed, hit the ground, and now Spearfish takes the lead 5-4.
Yeah, I think Haskvitz thought that bump set was going to be a little bit farther out in front of her, and then before she realized that it was too late, and it landed on the ground.
So that will be a point for Hot Springs on a service error. Now coming in.
Unforced errors, they are amplified in set 5. Both teams so close to one another. Who's going to make the least amount of mistakes and go on that first big run?
Simmons is your server, and Spearfish hits it into the net by Wheaton. So a lead here by the Bison of 6-5. Again, we close in on that 15-point mark. You got to win by 2 in that one as well.
And neither team's really able to make any sort of a stretch, so both teams back and forth. Who's going to strike the first major blow?
They've been doing a nice job of digging up those hits by Addie Bowman. Point here for Hot Springs as they take that 2-point advantage, 7-5. Yeah. Spearfish setting up that front line here with Sadowski now into the game, along with Reiners and Wheaton.
Yeah, Hot Springs not afraid of Bowman and Billington. They've been able to not only dig their kills, but also set up their offense, and now Spearfish is needing to show some scrappiness.
Spearfish has it over to Reiners. It is blocked there by Hot Springs, but lands on their side. So Wheaton will go out, and quickly right back in the game is Taylor Vitto, and she'll be going back to serve.
Yeah, Vitto, she's been huge in a few of these serving runs in this season. Probably one of the biggest ones on the season is coming up right now.
7-6 Hot Springs with the lead. Set number 5. Here's Bowman. Back over to Hot Springs. And they're going to be setting up Rooks. Now over to Spearfish. Bowman. Bowman and Rooks are the team's heavy hitters here.
Just going back and forth, and we got Spearfish in the net.
So a violation on the Spartans. So now it's 8-6 in favor of Hot Springs.
I didn't quite see it. Or they said 4 hits, and they must have got Callie Reiners in the net. And we didn't quite see it in our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay. And again, these unforced errors by either team are amplified in set 5 as that 15-point mark comes up a lot faster than one thinks.
Over the head of Haskvitz, she sends it over. Here comes Spearfish, almost going into the net that time. Hot Springs is ready for it. Hits the top of the net, bounces down, and diving under the net was Vitto. And it's a point for Hot Springs. Now a 3-point lead, 9-6.
And Hot Springs using all of their resources here in this set 5. This time the top of the net to make that ball roll right in front of the Spartan defense, but they come back with an unforced error as Hot Springs serves it into their own teammate.
The definition of scrappy here is Hot Springs this last 2 sets.
I mean, you see a bunch of these Class A Black Hills teams that don't have quite as much athleticism having to do some unorthodox attacks. At this time, Hot Springs they can be unorthodox, they can play aggressive. And that time an overpass by the Bison put Spearfish back within a point, and Addie Bowman, the spark plug, back to serve for the second time, and she's been dominant. 5 aces, 15 kills.
Here's Bowman on senior night, gets this one over. Hot Springs, a tough one. They do get it over. I thought it was going to bounce off some of the ventilation. Here is Billington on the attack, partially blocked by Hot Springs. Now they set it up. Here is Haskvitz. It's dug up there nicely by Spearfish. Over to Billington. Billington with the attack. Dug up there by Hot Springs. Haskvitz sends it back over. Now Spearfish on the left-hand side. It is going to be an attack. And
oh no, hit the antenna.
Going to be a violation on Spearfish by hitting into the antenna. So the Bison now up by 2, 10-8. And we race to 15 in this Black Hills Conference matchup. Thanks for joining us tonight on KDSJ Sports. We'll be back to the race to that 15-point mark in 30 seconds on KDSJ Sports.
Find your ride and drive for less in a one-owner Junix certified pre-owned vehicle. Inspected by Junix technicians and protected by a 6-month limited powertrain warranty. Drive home a 2024 Ford Bronco Sport as low as $25,995. A 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee L as low as $26,795. Or a 2021 Honda CR-V EXL as low as $27,995. Visit Junix.com to see what's available. Then schedule a test drive to see what's possible at Junix Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on West Jackson and Spearfish.
5 cents of volleyball is always fun, and we are getting that tonight. Coach Richard said, let's have some fun tonight to the seniors. I think she meant to us too, so let's do what we can here as we have Hot Springs up 10-8. They've defeated Class AA teams already this year, Douglas and Sturgis. Haskvitz will set it up. Rooks is not in the game right now for Hot Springs, so Spearfish, let's take advantage of that. Hot Springs gets it across. Now here comes Reiners. And the Spartans get it over in 3. Now here comes Hot Springs. Viddle with the dig. They set up Billington. And a point for Hot Springs as they are unable to send it back.
Point for Spearfish as Billington. They keep setting up the sophomore as even with Hot Springs able to dig up some of her kills and get her off rhythm. They're going to keep feeding your heavy hitters and force Hot Springs to make a mistake.
Faith Hoffman with the serve. Hot Springs with the one-timer. Now goes back to Billington, and she gets it down for the point for the Spearfish Spartans. This sophomore coming up big here from her position as we're tied up at 10s.
And you see the experience from a sophomore. You don't hear that very often, but Billington, she's gone after the last few balls that have been set her way. And that time when she's getting ready to have another hack at it, Hot Springs was getting ready to rock and roll. And Billington changed of pace, rolls it right over the block, or straight down in front of the Hot Springs defense. And now they have Hot Springs guessing what's going to be coming next from 15.
Let's have a look at your Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Harding County won again tonight. One of the best Class B teams that we have around the area. They won in straight sets tonight over Henninger, Scranton, North Dakota, 3-0. That match was up in Buffalo tonight.
I can try to help you out if you need to.
Okay. Aberdeen Central defeated Mitchell 3-0 as we go back to Faith Hoffman on the serve in a tied up 10-10 game. Comes back to Hot Springs.
Bunch of overpasses for either team.
And Spearfish doesn't get it over in 3. They did get it over in 4, but that's illegal. 11-10, Hot Springs with the lead.
There's now Hot Springs, instead of finding points on the floor, they're finding almost people to go after and see who's going to be the least likely to try to make a dig on some of these attacks and these off-speed shots. And Hot Springs just viewing the floor.
Trying to go after the weaknesses.
Yeah, viewing the floor great and finding the open spots and the players out of position.
And they find it again. Hot Springs with the point to make it 12-10 here in set 5.
And that time you could hear a pin drop before when that set was headed right toward Elshier as she hit it flat-footed, and Spearfish didn't know where it was going before they realized it was in front of them. It was too late.
Here is the hit across, that time by Zanstra, making her appearance again. And Hot Springs, they're feisty, they're scrappy, and they're 2 points away from winning this match.
3 straight points, and that's going to be the final timeout by Spearfish as the coaching staff for the Spartans, again, without their leader since the half of the game. We don't know what exactly happened, but Richards is back on the bench. Again, not looking
healthy.
Yeah.
She didn't get kicked out,
No.
but she went to the locker room a couple times we've seen her come back out. She's been standing around at different parts of the court, but just looks like she's under the weather and sick, and she's letting her seniors take over here down the stretch, down 13-10 in this 5th set.
And if you're sorry, go ahead.
Watertown got a win tonight over Sioux Falls Jefferson, 3-1, and also Brandon Valley and Sioux Falls Washington, they went 5 sets. Number 3 Brandon Valley with the winner, 3-2. And Hot Springs trying to get a winner here tonight to cap off their regular season. Billington, point, Spartans.
Much needed point by Julia Billington and the Spartans. Just when Hot Springs felt like they had all the answers to the test, especially when they're trying to figure out Billington and the rest of the Spartan offense, they were digging up everything left and right. This time Billington found an open spot and just went for it.
That's when you could use some home court advantage, make some noise. Spartan faithful here on this Tuesday night, last home game of the season. Hot Springs up by 2. Here is Billington. They've gone her way a lot in this 5th set over there on the far side by the scores table. Here is Reiners. Who did she set up? Billington again. It's partially blocked, and a point for the Spartans as we come alive at the Spearfish High School gym.
And it's the sophomore coming alive, this time using the block touch to get the point. And now Billington is in a groove. We'll see what Hot Springs does to try to slow her down, or else Spearfish is going to have a comeback.
Here is Hot Springs. They get it across. Here comes Billington again from the far side. Hot Springs kind of had a block, almost called for a lift. Nothing was called, and we play on. Here's Reiners setting up Billington again. It's blocked by Hot Springs. They dig it up, they set it up, and they get it over in 3. Here's Reiners, this time again to Billington, and she does not get the ball over the net. Point for Hot Springs.
And I will go out and say it that Hot Springs was bailed out by a lift call. And that was not called. And again, Billington tried to switch it up, go over the block, and did not put enough mustard on it. It's match point number 1 for this 5th set for the Bison.
Hot Springs gets it over. Here's Reiners to the middle of the floor for the attack and the kill for Spearfish.
Much needed kill by Tabby Zanstra. Spearfish, they've been sitting the outside. The blocker's been ready for Billington, and now you'll have Billington to serve, needing 1 more point to extend this game.
It's 14-13. We have match point. Hot Springs goes with Rooks. It's blocked by Spearfish, but then it goes out of bounds. Point for the Hot Springs Lady Bison.
And that will do it. It's the block touch in the middle. Wheaton, Zanstra had a good shot at the block, and eventually it was the leader for Hot Springs, Ariana Rooks, making the exclamation point to beat their 3rd Class AA team of the season.
The junior outside hitter and right side hitter came in with a hitting percentage of 143, and she had 11 blocks on the season, 78 digs, 114 receptions, so she's been good and excellent tonight there at the net. Hot Springs had the block set up at numerous times this evening. Spearfish tried that rally, but fall short, 3-2 in a match that they were just 1 point away there in that 4th set. But they lose here tonight by the final of 3-2. That final 5th set decided by 2 points, 15-13. We'll be back with our El Sombrero postgame show coming up next right here on KDSJ Sports.
Eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made to order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood. All with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90, exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
If it can be imagined, it can be created. Eaton Construction in Belle-Fourche specializes in site development for your next commercial project. Size is no issue. Earth moving for grading on any level. Utility installation for single projects or entire subdivisions. Whatever the project, Eaton Construction has it handled. Gravel hauling, construction of roads from scratch and down to basements. You know who you need for the job. Eaton Construction. Call 605-210-2223 today. That's 605-210-2223.
And welcome back here to the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. And this last home game of the regular season for the Spearfish Lady Spartans. They drop a Black Hills Conference matchup to Hot Springs tonight. 3-2. Hot Springs was a little quicker than Spearfish tonight. They were grittier. They were scrappier down the stretch in that fourth set. And then both teams kind of went back and forth, but Hot Springs kind of controlled that fifth set and win it 3-2 in this game as they get the victory there in that fifth set, 15-13. Looking back at the action, Hot Springs won the first set 25-21. Then it was Spearfish winning the convincing lead 25-14 in set number 2. Set number 3 won by Spearfish as well, 25-20. As we go to the fourth set, it turned into be a marathon. Spearfish was at 24-19 and they lose 28-26. And then the fifth set won by Hot Springs, 15-13. They set up a nice block. They got things rolling from the service line, and a couple of times they just dropped the ball right where Spearfish wasn't. And the Spartans, once they got down by a couple points, could never climb back out of that hole.
It just seemed like, especially since about the fourth quarter on, and really ever since Spearfish was at match point in the fourth quarter for 6 straight tries, that Hot Springs just had all the answers to the test. No matter what Spearfish threw at them, they were able to get the dig and also be able to set up their offense. And a lot of these Class A teams, I mean, minus St. Thomas, so you could say St. Thomas more, as we heard from Coach Richards earlier this season, said that was just kind of a weird night and felt like her team played really well and just was kind of back and forth. And it was the same thing with Rapid City Christian. I mean, just some more plays were made by Spearfish at the very end, and didn't feel like that Spearfish wasn't ever in control. They were more or less their own worst enemy. Tonight, Hot Springs, I felt like was in control the entire, I mean, pretty much ever since the match point in the fourth quarter. It just feels like Spearfish was waiting for Hot Springs to make that final mistake, and they never made it. And then before Spearfish realized it, Addie Bowman couldn't get going in the final few points of each fourth and fifth set, which is, she's mainly the closer. So you go to Billington. Billington, she's had a few opportunities at it, but Hot Springs staying in the fight, getting the digs, hustling, making the play, and eventually finding the open spot that Spearfish just was not ready for. And in the end, Hot Springs, and you got, I mean, hats off to them. They played a tremendous second half of this game, and two teams that couldn't quite separate from one another. It just depended on what team was going to take control of the game late and who made the least amount of mistakes. Both of those went to the Hot Springs Lady Bison.
Our post-game show being brought to you by El Sombrero Mexican Restaurant in Spearfish. Ariana Rooks, a junior for Hot Springs, fantastic tonight. Also Ashlyn Elshier, a senior. And then a freshman, Ella Heskvitz, she came in late and did some of the serving for Hot Springs as they get the victory tonight, 3-2. Again, 25-21, 14-25, 20-25. Hot Springs wins set 4, 28-26, and they win set 5, 15-13. As we go now to our player of the game, it is our Superior Performance being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions right here in Spearfish. Call 605-642-9111 or see their inventory at superioroutosd.com. As we have tonight's player of the game, we send it over to KDSJ-TV's and Spearfish Spartan insider Clayson Davis.
And you know, we're going to give it to a Hot Springs Lady Bison, still in the somewhat listening area as well. So they are qualified for our player of the game. And again, they are the winning team. And especially with the effort, you could give it to 2 Hot Springs Lady Bison. And I think, Cody, pick a number between 1 and 2.
2.
2? We're going to go with Ariana Rooks as our player of the game. I will not say who is the other one, just out of fairness. But again, Rooks really was big in that last a few moments of the game and eventually did just enough, led the team in kills on the day, had 8. Didn't have any aces, but also was very, very dominant and also hit the ball very well, kept Spearfish off guard. Also, you cannot undermine the performance of Ashlyn Elshier, as she was also insanely good today at the net. Served well, had some clutch kills, made some great blocks, but in the end, it was just the hard hitting of Ariana Rooks that earned our player of the game.
And our Superior Performance once again being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions. Well, Hot Springs has completed their regular season with a record of 18-16 on the season. They got 34 matches in this regular season. They will close out with a record of 6-4 in the Black Hills Conference. Spearfish Lady Spartans dropped to 16-8. They had a little mini winning streak coming into this game, but they lose this one and go to 7-2 in the Black Hills Conference. And now St. Thomas More is about ready to clinch that BHC title for 2025. And for Spearfish coming up, they have 5 matches this weekend, all against Class AA teams on the road in the East-West tournament. It'll be hosted by Harrisburg on Friday and Brandon Valley on Saturday. On Friday, they'll take on Yankton, who is 4-11 on the season. And then they'll take on Harrisburg, who is the 3-time defending state champions and number 1 in the state on their home floor. Then they'll go to Brandon on Saturday, take on the number 3 ranked Brandon Valley Lady Lynx. They'll take on Watertown, usually in the top 5 of Class AA high school volleyball. And they'll finish off the road trip going up against Brookings. We're going to say that's a winnable game there. So that is your 5 games that are on the schedule there in Harrisburg and Brandon Valley this upcoming weekend. After that, they go to Rapid City Central, Rapid City Stevens, and Douglas to close out the regular season on November 6th. And let's see, remember, if you missed any of the action, you can hear every game anytime. Just look for the podcast at KDSJ980.com. And for video archives and to view our live sports broadcasts, subscribe to KDSJ-TV on YouTube and follow KDSJ Radio on Facebook. And the whole sports crew is going to be over in Sturgis coming up on Thursday night.
That's going to be a bunch of fun. It is a rivalry game with a little extra pressure added with this year's edition of Spearfish and Sturgis. Spearfish ranked in the top 5. They're currently 6th right now in power points. You need to be in the top 4 in order to host a home playoff game. Instead of driving clear to East River, having those East River teams drive clear to Spearfish would be a massive advantage for the Spartans. But they need some help. They need T-Area to lose to Class AAA Sioux Falls, Washington on Thursday. And Spearfish needs to break a 2-game losing streak to the Sturgis Scoopers at Whittle Field. The last time we'll see probably grass at Whittle Field. They're getting a new turf surface here in the next, I believe, next year. But either way, it doesn't matter if it's football, basketball, volleyball, track and field, speech, underwater basket weaving, and the three-legged race. Throw the records out between Spearfish and Sturgis. It's going to be a fun one on KDSJ Sports Thursday night.
And we'll begin our coverage at about 5:30 with our pregame show and kickoff scheduled for 6 p.m. For Clayson Davis over at KDSJ-TV, I'm Cody Oliver. Thanks to all of our sponsors making tonight's broadcast possible with our high school volleyball match of the week. Hot Springs wins it in 5 sets, 3 games to 2. Hope you join us again for our next broadcast.